2, 1. Welcome, everybody, to the Killingly Sports Complex on an eerie Friday the 13th. If you're superstitious, you know that tonight is symbolic with bad luck. So, the Killingly High School Redmen are playing host to the Montville High School Indians. And the question, Keith O'Brien, is there bad luck in the air tonight?
I passed a little salt over my shoulder, and a 7-game winning streak for the Killingly Redmen. Their only loss was a Week 1 season opening loss to Grizzled. They've reeled off 7 straight, Casey. They are red hot. The team is excited. The town is excited. The community is excited here tonight. Looking for a big game against the Montville Indians.
You are listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. The doctor is in. We got the stat guru to the right, the junior voice of Game Day in the booth as we are treated to a beautiful complex here at Killingly High School on a cold, brisk, windy Friday the 13th. And we are expecting two very, very physical teams battling it out here tonight.
Yeah, tough game tonight here. Montville Indians come in at 4-3. A lot of curveballs thrown their way this year, Casey. Some different challenges at the quarterback position this year, some skilled people. But, you know, Coach Tanner Grove and his staff have done a nice job keeping his team together. They're 4-3. They come in here against, like I said, a rock'em, sock'em, rough, tough, old-school throwback football team in the Killingly Redmen. Yes, they run the ball with the fullback. Yes, they run the ball with the tailback. They run out of the pro set. We've been watching the spread all year long. It seems like in high school football, Casey, but it's old-school style tonight here at Killingly High School.
Yeah, don't expect a lot of spread and don't see the ball in the air a lot. It's going to be a physical, rough-and-tumble football game tonight. You are listening to Game Day, and Game Day, of course, is brought to you by the M.J. Sullivan Automotive Corner, Science and Technology Magnet School of Southeastern Connecticut, and Lawrence and Memorial Hospital. Now, M.J. Sullivan Hyundai, where no money down means no money down. You can lease a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport for no money down and only $279 a month for 36 months. They'll pay your first payment. They'll pay your upfront sales tax. They'll even pay your registration and dealer conveyance fees. You pay $0 down and only $279 a month for a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport. Only at M.J. Sullivan Hyundai, corner of Broad and Coleman Streets in New London. And you can see the entire inventory at mjsullivanauto.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we pause for a moment while the Killingly High School Marching Band brings you our national anthem.
Yeah, that is the Killingly Marching Band doing our national anthem. It is just about time for kickoff. The visiting Montville Indians in their white tops with the black pants, the Killingly Redmen red shirts, white bottoms. It is senior night here tonight. A lot of festivities going on, not only for the players, but band members and cheerleaders. And with that said, I give you the voice of Game Day, Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you very much, Sports Doctor. We are looking forward to a physical battle tonight. And, of course, when you talk about the Killingly Redmen, it starts with the physicality of the fullback slash linebacker, a thing you don't see very much anymore, and that's Austin Caffrey. Caffrey is going to be running the ball very physically from the fullback position, and he also likes to play middle linebacker.
Yeah, 4 years varsity football for Austin. He has done it all. He has done everything Coach Chad Neal has asked, and then more. He's kicking off tonight, Casey, and he is an old-school, tough kid. He reminds me a lot of Mike Allstott. You know what? I had a chance to see Killingly play earlier this year against Bacon, the only team that beat Bacon Academy, as a matter of fact, this year is the Redmen. And, you know, he was, again, very, very physical and quick feet in the hole. Should be a lot of fun watching him scamper up and down the field tonight.
Absolutely, but with him being that physical runner, it opens up Spencer Lockwood, number 33, the running back. Coach Neal had said that he has come on more and more as the weeks have progressed, so they are quite the lightning and thunder tandem now for Killingly High School.
Yeah, and a good week of practice, too, for Killingly. They are certainly focused game in and game out. They are ranked number 2 and Class M in the state tournament polls. So, listen, one game at a time. We're going to take, we still have 2-3 games left to go in the season here and finish strong and gear up for a run in the state tournament. This is going to be a good football game tonight.
Montville will receive the opening kickoff. Killingly going left to right in your imagination. Back deep for the Indians is number 5, Andrew Petherick, and number 27, Tyler Price. They are the deep men for the Indians. The aforementioned Caffrey will kick off for Killingly. A high end-over-end kick is going to come down to Petherick right at the 20-yard line on the right edge. He cuts it back to the middle of the field and is wrapped up immediately on the play by Kelsey Ryan. So great special teams coverage that time by the Redmen.
Yeah, we'll get a first look here tonight at Montville quarterback Cody Kalash, who has been forced into the position a little bit this year, Casey, and we'll see what this young man has to offer here going in this game.
A big game tonight, and we'll call it the Kalash of the Titans here on Killingly High School. Now, Kalash is going to have Alex Quidgen as his main running back, but look for Montville to spread him out a little bit. Tyler Price, Andrew Petherick, and Bradley Johnson are the skill position guys for the Indians. They go 2 out wide left. That's Price and Petherick. Shotgun, Kalash. Kalash throws over the middle, and it's complete and then dropped. Petherick had it for a minute, but he was hit very hard, very quickly by the middle linebackers of Killingly, jarring the ball loose, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2 deep safety zone that time by Killingly. Nice job by the defender there. The ball was a little bit behind on the throw from Kalash, but we'll bring up 2nd down.
So that time, Montville went to the air early, and a nice throw by Kalash had a man open. Same formation this time. Kalash is in the shotgun. Quidgen is his lone setback. Now Quidgen goes in motion. Kalash rolls weak side, pressured, and down he goes. Sacked. Kelsey Rhines. That's now 2 big plays for Kelsey Rhines. And a sack will bring up 3rd and long for Montville.
Pro-style defense here by the Killingly Redmen. They run a 4-4-3, and they're very active with their linebackers, Casey, as you said, bringing them through gaps, putting pressure on the quarterback. They move very, very fast, sideline to sideline as well.
Yeah, Coach Tanner Grove was concerned. The staple of the Montville team going into the season was that big offensive line. He has just not been able to find playmakers to complement them, and then with that, the offensive line, a little extra pressure, has struggled. He's going to bring up 3rd and about 17 from the shotgun. Kalash fakes a handoff and gives the ball up the middle to Quidgen. Not much there. Montville's just going to take its lumps and punt it away. That play got nothing on the draw, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, good start there by the Killingly Redmen defense, and tough down and distance here on the road for Montville early going in this game. Coach Tanner Grove plays it safe and decides to turn the ball over to his defense and see if they can stop Killingly.
Kalash is a man that does everything. He'll be into punt. Back deep for Killingly, number 10 is Caffrey, and number 1, Chase Wood, who stands at midfield. Snap is good. Hold is punt is up, and it's a high end-over-end punt. Lands at the Killingly 40, and we'll stop there. So Montville side of the ball. Killingly will have great field position in Montville territory at the 42.
Yeah, chilly night for a ball game, isn't it? A little brisk.
I thought you liked this.
This is football weather. It's a little chilly, though. I should have brought some gloves or something like that. I mean, isn't it something how time flies here? Because you were sweating at the beginning of the year, and now you're good. You're comfortable. You got a coffee in front of you, and you're ready to roll.
I like being in the booth. Being in the booth is nice.
Now, the booth is better than the perch.
The booth is better than the perch. All right, 1st and 10, Redmen from the Montville 42-yard line. DeRozier is the quarterback. Hands the ball off to Spencer Lockwood off the right side. Lockwood trying to get the edge. Nothing doing. First on the play was big Kevin Murtha. And then finishing him off, Christian Davis. And that's going to be a loss of 3 on 1st down for Killingly.
Yeah, big man Kevin Murtha moving side to side very well that time. And the Montville defense strung that play out for a loss that time, Casey. 2nd and long here for the Redmen.
Killingly quick up to the ball. They send Vasilios Apolitis out to the right along with Chase Wood. DeRocher's in the shotgun. He's got Lockwood on the left, and he's going to hand the ball off. Instead, it goes to Caffrey on the little trap to the left, and nothing there much either. After a gain of a yard, it's going to bring up 3rd and long for Killingly.
Yeah, first 2 plays of that game, Montville's defense is stacking the line of scrimmage. Their linebackers are creeping up a little bit closer than normal, trying to take away any kind of running lane that Killingly may have. Good start here for the Montville defense.
3rd and 14 from the balls now at the 46-yard line of Montville. Caffrey's the lone setback. DeRocher's in the shotgun. Snap is good. DeRocher's going to throw. Over the middle, a quick little flip. It goes to Chase Wood. Chase Wood's got it at the 40. Cuts it back up inside to the 30-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. Nice pitch and catch that time on 3rd down by DeRocher to Wood.
Great call that time. Screen pass on 3rd and long by Coach Chad Neal, catching the Montville defense over pursuing. Middle of the field was wide open. Spectacular play call on 3rd and 13.
Killingly's going to go no huddle here now. They're going to have 4 wide receivers, twins left and right. Caffrey's going to be the lone setback, standing in the shotgun, standing to the right of DeRocher here on 1st and 10 now. Caffrey moves over to the left side of DeRocher. Ball spotted at the 30. Snap is good from the shotgun. Wide pitch, it goes to Caffrey. Caffrey cuts it back inside. Back outside it goes. Caffrey's got some room. First down, Austin Caffrey. Nice job that time. He's all the way inside the red zone now, down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, we talked about the power running of Caffrey, and quick feet there. Got on that first down as he sidestepped a Montville defender, turned it upfield, and he's going to be a handful out there tonight, and that's one thing that Killingly hasn't showed too much this year, Casey. They have not showed that spread look too often. Montville may be just a tad bit confused on defense right now.
Montville had pressure that time. They got someone in the backfield, but Caffrey very deftly stepped to the right and made a nice play out of nothing. 1st and 10, Killingly, ball spotted at the 15-yard line. Caffrey and Lockwood well spread white, this time DeRocher under center. DeRocher takes the snap. Hands the ball up straight up the middle to Lockwood. Lockwood puts his head down for a gain of perhaps 2. And Keith, interesting set that time. Very wide splits by the 2 running backs.
Yeah, almost a pro set, but like you said, in the backfield, very, very spread out. And, straight power football, though, out of that set as Lockwood went up the left side and very well defended that time by Montville.
It's going to gain about 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6. This time, DeRocher's back in the shotgun, trips right. Caffrey is in the backfield with him. DeRocher's going to throw into the flat. He's looking for Caffrey and just threw it a little bit behind him. Trevor Price was coming in to make the hit, and it's going to be dropped for 3rd down.
Early going in this game, Casey, the thing that stands out is on the offensive side, Killingly showing you different looks. We talked to Coach Chad Neal during the week. He said we mainly run out of the pro set, in the I formation, fullback, tailback, but they are showing us and Montville defense a lot of different looks on the opening drive.
Wood and Polides are split left now. DeRocher's going to be in the shotgun. Caffrey alongside of him. To his right, twins right, receivers as well. Caffrey, delayed handoff, cuts it back inside, fighting towards the first down marker. I think he's going to be just short, but Austin Caffrey had a nose for the first down.
Yeah, quick feet again in the hole by Austin Caffrey. He has a good field vision. He's got a very, very low center of gravity when he runs, tucks the ball away, and gets some tough yards. We're going to bring up 4th and 1, and I would assume 4-down territory here for the Redmen.
Looks like Killingly's going to go for it. As you mentioned, it's 4th and 1. Ball sitting right on the 6-yard line of Montville. Polides is split left. Lockwood, with a full house backfield, is deep. Lockwood gets the pitch left. Lockwood's got a seam. Lockwood cuts it up to the left, and he's into the end zone for a Killingly High School touchdown. Spencer Lockwood from 6 yards out, 6-0 Redmen.
Many different looks that time by the Killingly Redmen on offense. They showed you spread, they showed you power, they showed you full house backfield, and Lockwood found the end zone that time, Casey. Very, very impressive opening drive by that Redmen offense. They ran it a little bit, they threw a little bit, and they showed Montville a lot of different looks that time.
Big extra point here to make it 7-0 if it's up and through. DeSonia with the kick, and it is good. That's going to be 7-0, Killingly on top. The big play in that drive was the 3rd down conversion where DeRocher found Chase Wood on 3rd and 14. That kept the drive going, and it ends up in a Spencer Lockwood touchdown. Yeah,
very good mix of running and throwing, and by the Killingly offense that time, Coach Chad Neal and his staff scripted together a first drive that is very, very well performed by his team. Casey, there's a nice crowd here today. Hey, listen, you were up at Wesleyan last weekend, were you not?
I was. The biggest crowd I've seen at Wesleyan in a number of years for their homecoming.
They have a football team?
Williams. They're 8-1. They were 9-1 last year. They beat Williams to once again win the Little Three.
Sure. All right, we'll get into a little bit of that in the second half. We'll have some fun. I want to hear about your homecoming weekend, your tailgating experience up there. I mean, I think Bill Belichick.
Judy Boyce of Game Day was with me.
Sure. I mean, I think one of the greatest football coaches of all time, and not Eric Mangini with the school there.
They're both fraternity brothers of mine. They're both Chi Psi brothers at Wesleyan University, and Brother Belichick and Brother Mangini both special places in my heart. I can tell you right
Brother
now that
Belichick.
Brother Belichick prefers a Guinness-style beer when he's having beers at the fraternity house.
Okay, I will take your word for it.
7:10 remaining here in period number 1. 7-0, Killingly on top. They will kick off from their own 40-yard line. Price is back deep for Montville along with Petherick. Kick by Caffrey is low, and it bounces at the 25-yard line and scoots underneath Petherick, who picks it up at the 10, heads back towards the middle of the field, now cuts it back out to the right again, breaks the tackle, slipping and falling to the ground at the 25-yard line. Nice run by Andrew Petherick, and Montville will have its second possession of the ballgame.
Yeah, very important here for Montville to come out and establish some sort of identity offensively. Their second drive, maybe pick up a couple first downs, keep the chains moving, see what they can do, keep a little bit of pressure anyway on that Killingly defense. So very important here for Montville to come out and get some positive yardage. I mean, Coach Tanner Grove does not want to see his team in second and third and long tonight.
No, really not built for the second and long, or down more than a few points at a time. So Kalash is in the shotgun. He's got Quidgen along with him. Twins left, one receiver right. From the shotgun, he's going to keep it. Kalash keeps it, cuts it up inside, and tackle made there by the man who does everything, Austin Caffrey, after a very short gain, maybe 1 yard, 2nd and 9 for Montville. 6:45 remaining here in the first period. Killingly on top, 7-0. Ball spotted at the Montville 24-yard line. Indians have it 2nd and 10. Price heads out to the right along with Petherick. Split left for the Indians is Christian Benjamin. Kalash from the shotgun. Kalash is going to throw. Little wide receiver screen. It goes not much there. Perhaps a yard. Great pursuit by the Killingly defense. Nothing there for Price.
Yeah, Killingly's defense looks surprisingly fast for their size, especially the big people up front. They attacked the ball very well, and there was a little underneath pattern. And, again, Killingly stacking the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are creeping up and not giving Montville any kind of room to operate. Very important for the big guys up front to Montville to establish position up front early.
It's going to be about 3rd and 6 here, as they say Price got 3. Price and Petherick go wide left for the Indians this time. Quidgen in the backfield. Kalash from the shotgun. He sends Quidgen in motion. Kalash is going to keep it, head straight up the middle, has some room, is going to have a first down, and then he's crushed and drilled to the ground by Caffrey. Call that Chase Wood, but it's going to be a first down for Montville, and they'll move the chains.
A little misdirection on the pitch and a straight quarterback run that time by Kalash. He had a big hole on the right-hand side, saw it, and like you said, took a pop at the end of the play, but held on to the ball. And again, that's what Montville needs right now. Move the chains, 1st and 10, 1st and 10, 1st and 10. Keep Killingly's offense off the field.
Chase Wood, the strong safety, came up as the run stopper there and put a lick on Kalash. Kalash again this time from the backfield, throws over the middle and batted down. Great defensive play out there by Killingly. Vasilios Polides out there. Great job from his corner position, knocked that one away.
Yep, safety position there coming up, making a stop on that. And, Kalash had a receiver going down the middle of the field and a great defensive play by the Killingly defensive back.
It's going to be now 5:19 remaining in the first period. 7-0 Killingly. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Indians. Ball at the 36-yard line. They'll send Christian Benjamin out wide left. Petherick wide right. Price is in the slot, and Kalash from the shotgun. Kalash going to throw. Deep down the middle of the field, has a man in Price, and he just overthrows him. Price was open at about the 35-yard line, and Wood was a little late from the strong safety position.
Yeah, no time on the play there for Kalash. He needed just another half second. He got rid of that ball a little too early. Killingly's doing is they are doing an all-out blitz with their 2 middle linebackers, Casey. They're running them through the line, and not enough bodies to block the defenders up front from Montville. Kalash had a man. He just needed a little more time.
3rd and 10. Ball's at the 36-yard line for Montville. Petherick goes out wide right. Benjamin out left. Kalash will be from the shotgun again with Quidgen in the backfield and Price in the slot. Kalash rolls right, strong side, pressured, and down he goes. Down he goes at the hands of Josh Angel. Josh Angel with the sack for Killingly, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and Montville will have to punt.
It's like Chad Neal and his coaching staff are dialing up pressure tonight on the Montville quarterback as they continue to blitz their middle linebackers, not allowing Kalash any time to set or throw, even find receivers.
Kalash will punt, standing at his own 20-yard line. Caffrey and Wood are back deep for punt returners for Killingly. Snap is good, no pressure. Kalash gets off a low line drive kick that bounces at the 35-yard line and takes a Montville roll to the 31, and that's where Montville will have the ball Killingly will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 31.
Casey, this could be a type of game, too, where Montville's best defense is their offense. By keeping the Killingly offense off the field. You hate to see that a little bit, but, this Killingly offense has been a machine for the last 7 or 8 weeks, outside of that week 1 stumble against Griswold. And, once they get the ball rolling and once they start moving downhill, with the running backs and with the fullback and the short passing game, very, very tough to defend.
Yeah, they are, and they're part of a jumbled Class M situation.
Sure.
3 ECC teams might have rematches with each other, all of whom may have beaten each other during the regular season.
You know, I asked Coach Chad Neal before the game, I said, what are the chances to see Bacon again in the state tournament? He looked at me and said, very good. Smiled and walked away.
Under center for Killingly is DeRocher, and he's going to call our first timeout of the ball game. So with 4:32 remaining in the first period, 7-0. Killingly on top here. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. The Science and Technology Magnet School of Southeastern Connecticut is the region's leading STEM-themed school. The nationally recognized Magnet program prepares students to succeed not just during their 4 years of high school, but for a future beyond the Magnet School. You can transform your passion for science, technology, engineering, or math to reality at STMHS. They're now accepting applications for next school year. Learn more and apply online at nlstmhs.org.
Stat Guru's up here with a Duke Blue Devils sweatshirt on. We got the junior voices, got Dallas Cowboy gloves on. I am lost for words up here, Casey O'Neill.
Who is the biggest Duke fan in this booth right now? That is incorrect.
Wait, you are?
I applied and would have and was this close to going.
Oh, no.
The stat guru is going to have to raise his game. He's going to have to raise his game if he wants to be a Blue Devil. DeRocher under center. Lone setback is Lockwood. DeRocher fakes to Lockwood, rolls weak side. He's pressured and goes down at the hands of Kevin Murph. The ball's on the turf. They're going to say it's loose. We're going to see who has it.
Called down in that play. DeRocher's knee was down. That was DeRocher had one-man pattern that time on a little quarterback rollout case. He was covered very well and some very good pressure up front by big Kevin Murtha that time from Montville.
Yeah, Murtha's one of the big guys in all ECC.
You like those guys.
I do. I like the big
Murtha and Daggett and all those kids.
Yeah, I like the big ones. Power eye this time for Killingly on 2nd and 12. Handoff goes up the middle to Caffrey. Caffrey, tough running. Nice job by Christian Davis from his middle linebacker position after a gain of 3, but you can see where Caffrey's a handful.
Yeah, I mean, the best way I can equate him is he's a mini version of Mike Allstott out there. He really is. He's got the old school shoulder pads. He both hands on the ball, Casey, but quick feet in the hole, sticks his head down, gets the last 2 or 3 yards. I like that. Very tough style of running.
Big play here for the Montville defense. Killingly facing a 3rd and 7. DeRocher pitches wide left to Lockwood. Lockwood tries to get the edge, and he has it. Lockwood has a first down and more to about midfield. Nice speed that time to the outside by Spencer Lockwood.
Yeah, great downfield blocking by Killingly wide receivers and a couple of the backs coming out of the backfield. And again, like you said, Lockwood, once he got to the edge, he had about 8 or 9 yards in front of him, turned it up, and had a good gain on 3rd and long.
Now they're going to mark him out of bounds at his own 45-yard line. Still enough for a first down, but shy of midfield. So first down Killingly from their own 45. 3:22 remaining here in the first period. 7-0 Killingly.
Yeah, and a lot of different looks from this Killingly offense, keeping this Montville defense back on their heels a little bit.
Caffrey and Lockwood in the backfield. DeRocher under center. Chase Wood is split right. Pitch left, and now right is Caffrey. Caffrey cuts it back up in the middle. Not much there. Great pursuit by the center of the Montville defense, led by Emmanuel Diaz from his linebacker position. It's going to be 2nd down in about 8.
Well, trap play there. 2 hands on the ball for Cafferty, putting his head down, getting a tough 3 or 4 yards. And that's where Montville's going to have to be successful in order to establish some sort of presence out there in the field right now. That defensive line's got to establish some sort of presence.
Montville has Petherick and Price in their 2 cornerbacks in single coverage against Polides and Wood. That's something to watch. They're bringing everybody up to stop the run. Pitch goes to Lockwood right. He's pressured, and he beats the pressure and gets to the outside, close to the first down marker. Nice speed by Spencer Lockwood, who outran the defender and got to the corner.
Yeah, he's a big kid, Casey, but he's quick. He's got quick feet out there, and that's just a straight toss, sweet play done by Killingly and done very nicely. Some good downfield blocking, and the linemen are pushing the Killingly offensive line has really established the line of scrimmage so far.
They're going to call it a first down, and they're in Montville territory at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Killingly. Lockwood remains the setback. DeRocher hands off instead. Trap inside to Caffrey. Caffrey breaks a tackle and gets all the way down to the first down marker. Nice play that time by Killingly. 9 yards on first down.
That's the first time we saw that quick hitter, that inside quick hitter to Cafferty there. And again, he shows you his vision, he shows you his quick feet, and he shows you his toughness. All 3 things on one play. Nice pickup on first down. Yeah, 6 carries so far early going for 37 yards for Cafferty.
2nd and maybe a 1.5. Caffrey's back there with Lockwood in an offset pro. DeRocher fakes the handoff, rolls right, looking to throw. Deep over the middle. He's got Polides, and it's touchdown, Killingly.
Great play action that time, set up by the run on the previous play, and DeRosa fired a strike. What a pitch and catch. 6 points, Redmond.
Vasilios Politis with the long touchdown reception from Kyle DeRocher. 13-0 Killingly.
Yeah, very impressed here early with Killingly, Casey, especially with the different looks they keep showing Montville. Got Montville defense back on their heels here a little bit.
Snap is good, and the kick is a low-line drive, and it is good. DeSonia with the extra point, and that makes it 14-0 Killingly with 1:53 remaining here in the first period.
Yeah, the Redmen are just one of those teams where if they can start moving things and rolling the ball downhill a little bit, play calling is easier, play action is easier, the runs up the middle are easier. So it just seems like right now, the way that they have things scripted on offense, everything's working in their favor right now. And Montville's in one of those tricky spots here. You got 2 minutes to go at the end of the first quarter. They need to, like I said, their best defense may be their offense.
You know, it's interesting. If you asked me what three teams were the most impressive that we've seen this year, granted it's only a quarter for Killingly, but I would say Bacon Academy, Ledyard, and Killingly are the three teams that we've seen this year that have impressed me the most with the balance of offense and defense.
Sure.
And the especially, they're very different. Killingly and Bacon Academy show you all kinds of different sets and formations.
Right.
Like Ledyard's running 65 times out of the double wing.
Yeah.
But each of those three teams playing very well right now. Killingly 7 in a row. Ledyard hasn't lost since they lost to Bacon Academy. And Bacon Academy, after a couple of close things, rolling into the end of the season. And they're all going to face each other in the playoffs.
Well, it's a well-coached team, too. And I was talking to a couple of the players on the field before the game. And a lot of the kids feel like this is their time. You know, the town is bought in. They've got a sophomore class, a junior class, the seniors. I mean, everybody's excited this year about Killingly football. And it's great to see. This place is packed. The stands are packed. And they're playing very well. I mean, it's mistake-free football so far for the Redmen.
They have two running backs who are tough and have speed. They have a quarterback who clearly can throw the football.
He's got a good arm.
You know, they have a tough defense. They play physical football.
Sure.
So far, you got to like what you see with Killingly. Their only loss in week 1. They're the only team to have beaten Bacon Academy this year, beat them handily. And I think, if we see Ledyard, Killingly, and Bacon Academy in the Class M playoffs, I think all three of them think they have a chance to win.
Buckle up. Buckle up in those games.
Caffrey kicks off from his own 40. Ball comes down into the hands of Price at the 15-yard line, straight up the middle. Tyler Price. And the ball's loose. Ball's on the turf. Killingly saying they have it. We're waiting for the official signal. They're running off saying it's theirs. Officials say, Killingly football.
Friday the 13th just got a little bit scarier for the Montville Indians as they're down 2 scores and now turn the ball over on the kickoff. And boy, oh boy, that is a very, very auspicious start by the Montville Indians.
Okay,
you all right with that?
It's auspicious means good, so it means it's an impressive start.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay.
Suspicious.
That's better.
Suspicious start. All right, I got you. We're working on it.
1st and 10, Redmen already with a 14-0 lead. 1:46 remaining here in period number 1. A great position here at the Montville 36-yard line. They have a big full house backfield. Twins on either side of DeRosa. Lockwood's behind them. Hand off to Lockwood. Lockwood puts his head down and gets about 2 yards off of left tackle. Nice job that time by the Montville defense. No quitting these kids down 14-0.
Yeah, down 2 scores. Towards the end of the first quarter here, Montville's going to have to call on their big people, Murtha, the defensive line, and some of the kids that have been in the program for a few years, to at least try and stabilize this game a little bit before it gets out of control.
It was funny because Price, I liked how he handled the kickoff. He took it with great speed straight up the middle.
Yeah.
No fooling around. Had a good return and just lost control of the ball. 2nd down and 8. Chase Wood is split wide right for the Redmen. We've got Lockwood and Caffrey in the backfield. DeRocher under center. DeRocher sends Caffrey in motion. Pitches out wide right, toss sweep to Lockwood. Lockwood's going to try to get the edge and does, but we have a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be motion, some form of illegal shift perhaps against Killingly. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, illegal shift. Not enough guys on the line of scrimmage that time. Legal shift by Killingly will cost them 5 yards.
It'll back them up and make it 2nd and about 14. First penalty that we've seen on the Redmen tonight.
Yeah, a good little combination here of thunder and lightning, if I could use that term, between Lockwood and Cafferty up front. Cafferty's the big fullback, and, Lockwood is, like you said, maybe the success of Cafferty's opened things up for Lockwood a little bit this year, and seems to me like Coach Chad Neal's working those guys in tandem very well here early going in this game.
Now, I know you're a huge rock and roll fan.
Sure.
It's not John Cafferty out there playing right now. It's Austin Caffrey.
Caffrey.
Austin
Cafferty.
Not Cafferty, because John Cafferty, he's doing, Dark Side's Coming, Now Nothing Is Real.
Sure.
All right.
Caffrey.
The Beaver Brown Band.
Austin Caffrey.
There you go. Not that there's anything wrong with being with being Cafferty, because big fan of them.
Sure.
Especially the Beaver Brown Band. All right, 2nd and 13 for the Redmen. In motion goes Lockwood to the right. DeRocher, straight drop, looking to throw, has time, deep down the sideline on the wheel route, intercepted by Price. Nice job by Tyler Price. He had defense on the wheel route with Lockwood, went up and intercepted it, and it's going to be at the 10-yard line of Montville. Big play by the Montville defense, just what they ordered up, Tyler Price.
Price says, fumble the kickoff. Coach, no problem. I got your back, and he makes the interception going down the sidelines, and just what Montville needed, something to stabilize the game a little bit on the defensive side of the ball.
I like the play call. They sent Lockwood in motion out on a wheel route. We haven't seen that. Headed straight down the field, and he was one-on-one. Just a great job by Price going up and getting the football.
Yeah, DeRocher throwing the ball on the dark side.
Nicely done.
Yes, sir.
Benjamin split left. Patherick is wide right for Montville. Kalash throws it out into the slot to Price, and nothing there. Great pursuit that time by Killingly, the aforementioned Spencer Lockwood. And one thing about Class M teams, particularly these two teams, you're going to hear a lot of names on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and they're both they're skilled people. Lockwood's a running back, and Caffrey's a running back, and they're very fast at their linebacking positions. They're no joke out there.
The one player that doesn't go both ways is quarterback Kyle DeRocher, which I do think is a big help when you can keep your quarterback healthy, not having to play defense.
Sure, especially at this level. That is the end of the first quarter, Casey. It's the home team Killingly Redmond 14, the Montville Indians on the road, nothing on Friday the 13th on GameDayToday.com. A very, very fast-moving first quarter, and a first quarter which we saw many different looks by the Killingly Redmen establish themselves offensively, just with passing, with throwing, with the whole 9 yards. Montville comes up with the big interception here at the end of the first quarter, so kind of right things a little bit early going in this game.
The second quarter is brought to you by the Science and Technology Magnet School of Southeastern Connecticut. The Science and Technology Magnet School of Southeastern Connecticut is the region's leading STEM-themed school. The nationally recognized Magnet program prepares students to succeed not just during their 4 years of high school, but for the future beyond the Magnet School. You can transform your passion for science, technology, engineering, or math to reality at STMHS. They're now accepting applications for next school year. You can learn more and apply online at nlstmhs.org.
Yeah, full slate of games tonight here in the ECC. We are way up north in the ECC. That's a long ride up here tonight, I got to be honest with you. We've been on the shoreline all year long, and we come all the way up here. But full slate of games, we'll bring you some of the scores as they come in via Twitter and all over the place throughout the course of the state. But fun night, Friday Night Football is alive and kicking here in the ECC.
About to start the second quarter, 14-0, Killingly on top of Montville. Montville with the football at their own 8-yard line, facing a 2nd and 12.
Big news I got in here is Jawan Johnson will not play tonight versus the Stonington Bears for the NFA Wildcats. Not play, lower leg injury.
I have a theory about that anyway, which we'll talk about in the break. Second down, Kalash from the shotgun, hands off to Quidgen. Quidgen looking to break a tackle. Quidgen still on his feet, but finally wrapped up and cleaned up by Lockwood after perhaps a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, that 4-4 defense here by Killingly, very, very solid up front. Linebackers very active, tough running room up front for the Indians.
Quidgen actually lost 2, which is going to bring up 3rd and 14. Ball marked at the 6-yard line of Montville. This is dangerous territory, already trailing 14-0 with 11:30 remaining here in the first half. Montville facing a 3rd and 14. They have not had any success, only 1 first down so far in the ballgame. Kalash leads them out. He sends Benjamin out wide to the right, and Patherick split wide left. Quidgen is the lone setback. In motion goes Nick Tibbetts. Kalash hands the ball to Quidgen off left tackle, and nothing there. Nice job by the Killingly defense. It's going to bring up 4th and long, and Montville will be punting out of its own end zone. Yeah,
NFA plays Stonington tonight. That game is 0-0 into the first quarter. Plainfield is down 7-0 to Ledyard in the first quarter, and Waterford and Griswold are scoreless at the end of one. That is around the league in the ECC. We will see Waterford next week here on GameDayToday.com, as we will be at Montville High School next week.
Yep, these Montville Indians next week is hosting the Waterford Lancers, who are playing well right now.
Yeah.
Lancers, that's going to be a good game tonight with Griswold. Kalash gets the punt off, low line drive, bounces at the 35-yard line, and dies like a pitching wedge right there. Great field position for Killingly. They're going to be at the Montville 30 with already a 14-point lead.
Yeah, danger zone here right now. We've said this 2 or 3 times in the first half from Montville. Defense, they're going to have to call on these guys again. They get another big stop, and, Killingly just going to keep rolling downhill like they've been doing all game.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Juwan Johnson's not playing. After 2 months, month and a half off, 2 months off, he
lower leg injury.
He took a lot of hits, a lot of beating last week in that game. And I think against Stonington, no offense to Stonington, small school.
Right.
I think NFA might think they can play tonight without him, let him get rest up. Pitch left to Lockwood. Lockwood has the edge. Lockwood's on the sideline. Lockwood cuts it back inside. Lockwood still on his feet. Ball's on the turf. Scramble for it at the 10-yard line. Officials are waving their hands. Let's see who's recovered the fumble. Lockwood put it on the turf, but Killingly was able to recover the ball down at the 10-yard line. Big break for the Redmen.
Caffrey on the cover that time on the fumble by Lockwood. He got quick feet down the sidelines, and with the fullback following his tailback, and heads-up play that time by the young man.
1st and 10 with the ball marked just outside of the 10-yard line. We're going to have officials timeout right now. Timeout Montville. And that's a good time for me to tell you that MJ Sullivan Hyundai, where no money down means no money down. You can lease a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport for no money down and only $279 a month for 36 months. They'll pay your first payment, they'll pay your upfront sales tax, and they'll even pay your registration and dealer conveyance fees. You can pay $0 down and only $279 a month for a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport, only at MJ Sullivan Hyundai, corner of Broad and Coleman Streets in New London, and you can see the entire inventory at mjsullivanauto.com.
That play there, too, is a case in point where you don't quit on the play. Austin Caffrey following his tailback down the field, and just in case something happens like that, very, very heads-up play by the young man. Number 10 is just, he's got a nose for the ball. He plays offense, he plays defense, he kicks off. I mean, Casey, he's one of those kids we've seen throughout the years on high school sports where he comes into a program and he's one of those special kids. He's one of those kids that gets it. Four-year letterman here at varsity football, and he's one of those kids that, with a school like this, is invaluable to the program.
1st and 10 Killingly. Ball just outside the 11-yard line. DeRocher under center. Lockwood's the lone set. He gets the handoff straight up the middle, plows his head, dives down towards the goal line inside the 5. He'll be marked down at the 4. Spencer Lockwood with a nice gain on 1st down. It's going to be 2nd and perhaps 1.
Straight power football that time by Killingly. No surprises there. Handoff. Lockwood takes it over the left side. And, like you said, puts his head down and gets a good 6-7, long 6, short 7 on the yards.
It's going to be 2nd and 4. Ball marked right at the 5-yard line. Killingly already on top, 14-0, 9:39 remaining.
See more power football here, Casey.
They go full house. They bring Kelsey Ryans into the game as well as an extra blocker. Hand off to Caffrey. Caffrey spins, drives. Nice job by Montville, though. Stands him up at the 5-yard line. Nothing there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That time, Montville stacked the defensive line with 8 bodies that time. Nowhere for Caffrey to go. Good job by the big people up front by Montville getting a push on that play.
3rd and 5. Ball marked right at the 5.5-yard line. Killingly can get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown, though it will be very, very difficult. Power I with Caffrey as the tailback. DeRocher under center. Hands the ball off to Caffrey. Ball's on the turf. Montville picks it up. Christian Davis has the ball from Montville. Christian Davis created so much pressure, burst into the backfield, and wouldn't allow Caffrey to get the handoff.
Christian Davis blew that play up. Oh, my goodness. And once again, the Montville defense stepping up. Interception last time, forced fumble that time. Boy, you got to give the kids credit on defense. They're down 2 scores, and they're still fighting.
Christian Davis burst through the line, got there before DeRocher could get the ball to Caffrey. Ball on the turf, and then he recovers it himself. Great job by Davis. 1st and 10, Montville at the 25-yard line. Kalash from the shotgun. Straight drop, throws out into the middle it goes, and caught. Breaking a tackle is Petherick. Petherick still on his feet over midfield. Nice, great job that time by Andrew Petherick, all the way into Killingly territory.
Easy pitch and catch that time for Kalash. Found Petherick in the middle of the field, wide open, puts his head down, gains 12 yards. Now, this is what Montville wants to see. Turnover, and now let's go for it. Let's start moving the chains, start getting some yards, and let's start getting our offense in gear here a little bit.
Montville into Killingly territory with the ball at the Redmen 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Indians. 8:36 remaining in the first half. Killingly on top, 14-0. Benjamin goes out wide left. Petherick and Price wide right. Kalash from the shotgun. Kalash is going to keep it himself. Kalash with some room. Kalash cuts it back to the middle of the field. Nice gain on first down for Cody Kalash. Almost to the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up second and short for Montville.
Yeah, offensive line for the Indians asserting itself on this drive, Casey. Good pass protection on the first down play before that. And then a straight run by Kalash that time over the left side. Very good job because Killingly has got 8, 9 guys in the box. Their linebackers are creeping up to the line of scrimmage. So good job by the big people up front from Montville.
Second and 4 Indians. Ball at the Killingly 41-yard line. They send Price out wide right, along with Jack Ware. Handoff goes up the middle to Quidgen all the way, gets a first down to the 30-yard line, but we're going to have a flag on the play, and I think it's going to come back. I think that one's going to be another illegal shift this time against Montville. Yeah, the Montville wide receiver on the outside here, Price, wasn't set when the ball was snapped, so that is going to be illegal motion that time, and it's too bad. It was a good gain there on second down, so we'll bring up second down and about 8 now for the Montville Indians. Yeah, that negates a nice play that time. Quidgen had a nice run off tackle, but nothing there. And we saw Sam Curry into the ball game for the Indians as an extra receiver that time, but it was Price who couldn't get set. Yeah, and I like the pace here of this Montville offense. They've seemed to quicken their pace a little bit, try to catch Killingly with their defense on their heels. I mean, a pass on first down, a nice run by Kalash on second down, and just a little bit of a mistake there. But they got something working here, and I think as they pick the pace of the offense up a little bit. They're going to mark it back now to the 47-yard line. Montville will have the ball second and 9, second and perhaps 8 from the 47-yard line of Killingly. Killingly on top 14-0 here. 7:32 remaining in the first half. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Price and Petherick out wide left. Benjamin split wide right for the Indians. Kalash from the shotgun. Kalash hands it off himself, keeps it, goes behind Quidgen. Keep moving. Kalash turning those legs down to the 40-yard line. Is going to bring up third and short. Straight run that time by Kalash. Power football up front. And again, we're going to see the Montville offense try to pick up the pace here a little bit to try and put some pressure on that Killingly defense. So get to the line, quick count, boom, gone. Third down, about 3. Ball marked at the Killingly High School 40-yard line. Montville with its best offensive drive of the game, trailing 14-0, looking to get something here as we head down toward the end of the first half. 6:40 remaining here in the first half. Kalash from the shotgun, straight drop, rolls right, pressured, doesn't have anybody, wants Price to go out, tries to get it out to Price out on the right sideline, but no good. Pressure that time. 55, Josh Angel buried Cody Kalash, and he's slow to get up. Nowhere to go that time for Kalash, and he took a shot out there on third down and 4. And I would be shocked right now if this is not 4-down territory for the Indians. I think they'll probably go for it, but nice job by the Killingly defensive line. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Montville. Ball at the 41-yard line. We'll see what they come up with here. 6:33 here in the first half. Montville comes up to the line. Benjamin goes left. Petherick and Price wide right. Quidgen will be the lone setback. Kalash in the shotgun. Kalash, and we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout. Yeah. It will be timeout Montville, so they'll review it. Kalash is 3 for 7 for 28 yards here in the first half, and he's been pressured an awful lot. He hit a couple of good little screen passes there, but on this fourth down, right here, Casey, going to be very important for the big people up front for Montville to keep the defenders at check here. Kalash is going to need some time here in this play. Yeah, he's done a nice job when he's had the opportunity to throw the ball. He's got a nice arm. He can run the football himself, but he's got to have a little bit of room. That offensive line of Montville, that was their bread and butter coming in. This is where they've got to prove themselves. This is a big first down. If you can keep the chains moving, Montville can have something going. Yeah, and I like this decision to go for it on 4th down. Why not? You're on the road. You're down by 2 scores. You got field position down there. I mean, if you punt the ball away here right now, you're going to pick up 15, 20 yards, maybe tops. I mean, we haven't seen a coffin corner kick yet this year in high school football. But, I like the decision to go for it by Coach Tanner Grove and his staff. I think, this is what 4 and 3 teams can do. Sure. You're 4 and 3, and at this point, you're looking to try to have something positive right now, and this is the way to do that. Show some confidence in your kids, get a first down. Yep. 4th and 3, Montville. Kalash from the shotgun. Low snap. Hands off to Quidgen. Quidgen's going to have the first down and a little bit more as he gets past the 35-yard line to the 34. Nice job by Quidgen that time. quick feet in the hole.
Yeah, nice job, too, by Kalash. Hanging in there on the low snap, didn't panic, handed the ball off to Quidgen, and you know what? That's just what Montville needs. I mean, start moving the chains, get a good drive here, and I like what they have working here on offense.
Quidgen, only a sophomore, so get used to hearing that name, a bright future in the Montville backfield. Gets Montville a first down, Killingly 34-yard line. Kalash in the shotgun, Quidgen to his left, Twins right. Kalash, straight drop, throws quick slant over the middle, and he's got Petherick, but they're going to say incomplete. Ball hit the ground before Petherick could bring it up. Nice attempt that time by Andrew Petherick.
Yeah, quick slant that time by Petherick, and those are the pass patterns right now that Kalash has been successful on, Casey. The quick hitters, the quick slants, you know, the tight end running down the seam of the field. Get the ball out of your hands quickly because this Killingly defense is coming at you.
2nd and 10 Indians. Petherick and Price go wide right. Benjamin wide left. Draw goes to Quidgen. Quidgen off right tackle is going to have about 2 yards before Caffrey knocks him down right at the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 30. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, tough running up the middle there with Austin Caffrey and Lockwood, you know, stuffing the middle on those runs and going to bring up a big 3rd down. I would assume 2-down territory here once again for the Indians as it's 3rd and 6 from the 30.
You would think so. Price and Petherick head out wide right. Benjamin is out wide left. Quidgen is the lone set shotgun for Kalash. High snap. Kalash keeps, and Kalash is hit virtually immediately. Nowhere to go that time. Connor Lemley got Kalash. It was a high snap. He never quite had control of it. Now you're backed up, 4th and 9.
Yeah, 3rd sack tonight for the Killingly defense, and that play was doomed from the get-go. High snap, and we've seen that 2 out of the last 3 plays. A bad center quarterback exchange. That time it really hurt the Indians. Tough down and distance, Kathy. 4th and 8 here for the Indians.
Going to have to put the ball in the air. They like Price, and they like Petherick. Let's see where they go. Benjamin wide left. Price and Petherick wide right. Kalash from the shotgun. Kalash fakes to Quidgen. Has some time. Throws over the middle, and it's bobbled and intercepted. Intercepted by Lockwood. Lockwood's at the 30 and run out of bounds there by Christian Davis, but Spencer Lockwood, a little bit of everything tonight.
Coach, I can do it all. I can run it. I can play defense. I can hit some people. I can return yards. And this is it. This is a special kid out there, a special type of player for the Killingly Redmen. Tough break there. The fumbled snap on 3rd down really hurt Montville, put them in an extremely difficult down and distance on 4th and 8. And Killingly's defense comes up big because Montville had something working there on offense.
Kalash was looking for Gauthier, the tight end, running over the middle of the field, but Lockwood did a great job getting the interception, and that's going to bring Killingly football now at their own 31-yard line. 4:31 remaining in the first half, already with a 14-0 lead. DeRocher in the shotgun. Gives the ball off to Caffrey. Caffrey's got the edge. Caffrey's got the sideline. Caffrey tried one man to beat. Caffrey dragged to the ground, finally by Petherick, but a great run on first down by Austin Caffrey all the way into Montville territory to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, great job that time by the entire left side of that Killingly offensive line. Caffrey got the ball and headed straight. You notice the north-south style he had. As soon as he turned the corner, Casey, he was gone. Shoulders square, low center of gravity. Good, tough running by the young man.
Ball's going to be marked at the 36-yard line of Montville. So 1st and 10 Killingly from the 36-yard line. 4:06 and counting remaining here in the first half. Yeah. Killingly already on top, 14-0.
8 carries for 67 yards for Austin Caffrey early going.
DeRocher from the shotgun. Pitch wide right to Lockwood. Lockwood on the toss sweep right. Lockwood puts his head down and barrels. Looking for some contact is Spencer Lockwood. Gain of 5 on first down, 2nd and 5 for the Redmen. Ball is going to be marked at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, there's no playing around here with both of these backs for Killingly. They get the outside, they see the hole, they take it up the middle, and they run north-south. Once they make a decision which hole they're going to hit, it is running downhill for these big boys.
2nd and 7, Killingly. He's got Lockwood and Caffrey on either side of him, does DeRocher. DeRocher in the shotgun. Straight snap. Hands the ball off to Caffrey. Caffrey slips at the 35-yard line, goes down there trying to get to the edge. No gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Nice job by the outside linebacker, number 44 from Montville, crashing the party that time and stepped up and hit Caffrey in the backfield and will bring up 3rd and long. No gain in that play.
Sophomore Nick Tibbetts that time on the Indians defense, as you said, got some pressure and got to Caffrey. It is going to bring up 3rd and 8. Ball is sitting right on the 35-yard line of Montville. Killingly, 3rd and 8. DeRozier from the shotgun. This time hands the ball off to Lockwood. Lockwood trying to get to the left edge. Lockwood pursued and wrapped up by Kevin Murtha. But credit number 2 of Montville, Joe Satiro, for putting the pressure on and getting Lockwood to cut it back inside where Murtha could wrap him up.
Yeah, Satiro came from all the way across field from his safety position that time, strung that play out so Murtha could make the stop. Great pursuit that time by the young man from Montville.
Killingly's going to have it 4th and 10, but it looks like they're going to go for it here with the ball marked at the 37-yard line of Montville because they're sort of in no man's land and they got a 14-0 lead. 2:37 remaining in the first half.
Notice how all the players look at their wristbands as soon as a play comes in. Boy, times have changed in high school football.
Actually, pretty soon it'll be like they'll have little computers on their wrists.
Sure.
Lockwood goes out wide right. DeRozier from the shot. Time. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted that time. Nice job on the play by Cody Kalash. He got in there and ahead, and Polides was the intended receiver, but nothing there. And a turnover on downs. The Montville defense stepping up again.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back series, the Montville defense has stepped up once on an interception and here on a forced on downs on 4th down. But listen, credit the big people up front from Montville, too. There's no quitting this team right now. I mean, they're down by 2 scores. I understand that. 2.5 minutes to go, but they're still in this ball game.
1st and 10, Montville with 2:31 remaining in the half. We'll see if they try to move the football or if they're going to be content going into the halftime down 14-0. Twins a left. One right is Benjamin. Kalash botches the snap. Kalash pressured. Nothing there, and quickly down goes Kalash. Justin Lasher and Josh Angel very quickly on the spot, and that's the wrong way to go for the Montville Indians.
Yeah, some key mistakes here, some self-inflicted mistakes by the Montville Indian offense. Bad snaps, center exchanges. I mean, really hurt you, Casey, when you're on the road against a good team and down by a couple of scores. I mean, Montville's hurt themselves a little bit as of late.
Yep, center Brendan Rotholtz from Montville has had a couple of low snaps. Kalash has just had a hard time handling them. They haven't been terrible, but he just hasn't done a good job with them. Quidgen with the handoff. Quidgen, tough running, gets about 4, almost back to the original line of scrimmage before he's finally wrapped up by the linebackers of Killingly. It's going to be 3rd and maybe 12, ball up to the 35-yard line. 1:44 remaining here in the half.
Tough down distance here on 3rd down for the Indians. It's 3rd and, like I said, 3rd and 12, and it's one of those plays where you decide to, play it safe, or do you decide to go for the first down?
Well, Killingly's calling a timeout because they think they're going to get a chance to get this ball back.
Yeah, they probably could. Yeah. Yep. This is one of those downs here for Montville where they want to talk about it, see what they want to do. Obviously, Killingly wants to get the ball back to see if they can possibly get some more offense on the board. Montville's in a tough spot here. I would like to see them run the ball. Montville run the ball here.
They run the ball. Killingly calls its final timeout, and they get the ball back sometime on the other side of midfield with a 1:44 remaining. That's definitely a possibility. So 1:44 remaining here in the first half. 14-0 Killingly on top of Montville. The Indians have it 3rd and 11 with the ball at their own 35-yard line. Kalash will operate out of the shotgun with Quidgen to his right. Price and Petherick are his receivers. Kalash has time. Throws down the right sideline, and it's caught. Tyler Price at the 45-yard line, and down at the 43. Tyler Price, ball is loose, but they're going to say forward progress was stopped at the 43, but a big first down that time from Kalash to Tyler Price.
Great catch by Tyler Price, and he is there's no question about it. He's their playmaker. He's the guy they want the ball in the hands of, and, I credit Tanner Grove for, a lot of credit there. Going for it on 3rd and long. Let's see if we can get some points here before the end of the first half, Casey.
1:24 remaining here.
I like the aggressiveness.
1:24 remaining here in the half. Now clock ticking. Kalash loses the ball. Picked up by Quidgen. Quidgen spins, nothing there. But Caffrey shot the gap. Another bobbled snap by Kalash. Caffrey shot the middle. Drilled Kalash. Ball went down, and Quidgen wisely picked it up. Got it to the 45-yard line, and we're going to have a timeout, Montville.
Yeah, this seems to be the common theme here. Out of the shotgun snap, the center quarterback exchanges, given the Indians fits here in the last 6 minutes of the half. It's just it's a timing thing. I don't know, Casey. You tell me what's going on out there.
I think it's a cold night.
No, there's no doubt about that.
I think the snaps are just a little bit off, and I think Kalash is just struggling right now to corral these snaps in. But we've seen now 3 or 4 times where the snap has been just a little bit left or a little bit right, just enough to throw the rhythm of the play off. And, of course, Killingly sending everybody, putting a lot of pressure on Kalash. He has very little time to make the necessary adjustment. You see, when the snap's good and he has time, he's had some success throwing the football. But so far, Killingly has been able to keep them out of the end zone. 1:10 remaining here in the first half. 14-0. Killingly on top. Montville with a 2nd and 12. Ball at the 45-yard line of the Redmen. Cody Kalash will operate out of the shotgun once again with Quidgen on his left-hand side. He's got 2 receivers left and Benjamin out wide right. Kalash going to throw. Pressured weak side, and down he goes at the hands of Spencer Lockwood. Lockwood blitz and nails Kalash all the way on the other side of midfield. He's lucky to have held on to the football.
5th sack of the game so far for the Redmond defense, and Lockwood came off his outside linebacker position and put a licking on Cody Kalash that time. Kalash never saw him. Blindside sack.
3rd and almost 20 now. Ball on the other side, back into Montville territory to the 49-yard line. We're under a minute now, 35 seconds here remaining in the game. And Montville just struggling to make something happen here. Kalash from the shotgun. Straight drop. Has time. Steps up. Pressured. And going to go down again. Cody Kalash down again at the 44-yard line. Once again, it's Lockwood along with Josh Angel. And that's going to bring us probably to the end of the first half. But Killingly's going to call their final timeout, I believe. And they're going to make Montville at least either punt it back to him or run one final play.
Yeah, 6 sacked that time, and the pocket certainly collapsed at that time for Cody Kalash. And the Redmen keep bringing the pressure on defense. And, again, those 3rd and 14s, 3rd and 15s, those are not the down and distance that Karen Grove wants for his team, especially on the road down by 2 scores. They make you very, very one-dimensional as an offensive team.
23 seconds remaining now. 14-0. Killingly on top of Montville. Ball is at the 45-yard line of the Montville Indians, and they will have one final chance here to either get a first down. Killingly trying to get the ball back here, already on top, 14-0 here in the first half.
You get a big halftime show coming up for you. My guest will be Mike DeMauro, and there's some surprises around the ECC right now. Maybe there's a little surprise over at Ledger High School.
Oh, really? Well, tune in to the MJ Sullivan halftime show to find out what's going on. Montville's going to punt it away. Kalash stands at his own 30-yard line. Snap is good. Kalash, no problems. And off the kick goes a low-line drive. Bounces at the 30-yard line and takes a Montville roll inside the 20, where it will go out of bounds with 15 seconds remaining in the game. Killingly on top, 14-0. We'll see if they try to run a play.
Well, and in the first half, too, that looked like where Killingly was going to run away with this game a little bit. And Montville came up, made some big defensive stops. Casey kind of righted the ship a little bit. So it's been back and forth right now as far as turnovers and sacks and downs. But, and like I said, early going in this game, I thought Killingly was really going to take control. But give Montville a bit of credit. They made some plays on defense.
Killingly scored early, got up 14-0. But Montville, like you said, has held on up to this point. Killingly looks like it's going to run a play with 15 seconds remaining in the game. It's going to send trip receivers to the left and one out to the right. Caffrey is the lone setback. DeRocher from the shotgun. DeRocher gets the snap, and he's going to instead hand the ball off to Caffrey on an inside trap. Caffrey had room, and he fell to the ground after a gain of 3. Oh, he wishes he had that one back. Austin Caffrey had some room.
He had some green grass in front of him that time. 10 carries for 77 yards for 77 yards for young Austin Caffrey in the first half.
That's going to do it for the first half of football here at Killingly High School. Your score at halftime, Killingly High School 14, Montville High School nothing. Welcome to the MJ Sullivan halftime show. I'm going to turn it over to the sports doctor, and he is now making a house call.
Yeah, it's a halftime house call here at Killingly High School. It's a long trip up 395 from Waterford, Connecticut to get here, but we've made it, and we are here at halftime here at Killingly High School. 14-0 Redmond over the Montville Indians right now. It's a full slate of action in the ECC at halftime right now. Griswold leads Waterford 7-0. You have NFA leading Stonington 14-6. Last I checked, Ledyard was losing to Plainfield 7-6. That game was nearing half as well. And Wyndham was up 12-8 over East Lyme. So surprise, surprise, out of Ledyard High School, one of the teams that's sitting atop the perch in the Class M state tournament rankings. They are trailing 7-6 at halftime. And my guest, after a week off last week, down on the field last week, is Mike Demaro. Mike, chilly down there in the field.
Not too bad.
You're okay tonight?
I'm all right. I bundle well.
All right, good football game. It looked like early Killingly was going to establish themselves. They a lot of different looks on the offensive side of the ball. They spread the ball out. And, they showed Montville a lot of different things. And I think kind of caught Montville by surprise a little bit. But the game has kind of rightened itself a little bit. Montville has got a couple of turnovers on the defensive side, an interception here, a turnover on downs there. And it's only 14-0 at halftime.
They had you're right, though, Keith. They had a chance. Killingly did 2 or 3 times step on their throat a little bit and didn't do it. And Montville goes to the half now thinking, hey, we're still in this.
Listen, you're only a score or two away from
right.
From the game, and the one thing that did stand out though is the many different formations and the many different looks that Killingly showed. During that first half.
Yeah, well, I think that's something that we expect out of them.
Right.
I'm sorry, I almost fell over here.
Right.
To me, Keith, I think every time Montville gets 2 or 3 positive plays going, they get sacked.
Yeah, or bad,
something along those lines.
Bad
anyway.
snap. The self-inflicted penalties down there in the field.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what the Tanner's saying right now.
We're hurting ourselves.
Could you make, if we're going to lose, could you at least make them beat us, please?
Yeah. Well, Killingly right now, Mike, like we talked about too, Casey and I in the first half, is one of those 3 teams right now from the ECC who are in a spot to qualify for a state tournament playoff. You have Bacon Academy, you have Ledyard, and you have Killingly. So interesting to see in the league this year where all 3 teams are in the same class that are seeing success.
It was funny. Do you remember the day that we were talking and you had you had said you were going to go watch Killingly Bacon?
Yes, on
Saturday
morning.
Yes. I was like, I'm not going to that.
Yeah, which could be. Yeah, 40-7, they flattened Bacon Academy, Mike.
Well, no, but I'm thinking 2 middle of the road kind of teams, and who knew they would be 1 and 2 in M, and that's probably the way it's going to end up.
Well, I said to Coach Neal before the game, Chad Neal on the field, I said, what are the chances of you seeing, Bacon again in the state tournament? He smiled and winked and said, pretty good.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm sure he would sign for that right now. With St. Joe's out there looming.
Yep.
Brookfield, maybe. He would. I'm sure he would. He wouldn't mind that at all.
No, he certainly wouldn't. So when you take a look around the league tonight in certain games, and one of the things that come up a little bit is Juwan Johnson is not playing for the North Tree Academy Wildcats tonight. Mikey's got a sore lower leg, and we have seen NFA a couple times in person. We've broadcasted a couple of their games, and it just seems like the health of this one young man has kind of spun this program. He spun the whole thing. It's the whole league. You're right. The whole league. So
one guy.
You know what? And he's an electrifying young athlete. So obviously he's not healthy. He's not going to go tonight. Possibly will come back for the London game and a finale. And it's that's a tough thing to see, especially for that team and that program where they started off with 3-0. He was running the ball all over the place, and it looked like they were going to have a promising year. And it's too bad.
Yeah, it is. Although I doubt anybody in this league is going to.
Well, listen, I understand.
You got your. What do I keep doing? I think they're always looked at. They're the biggest school. They have the most resources. We're not feeling sorry for them at all.
Well, and they have an X on their back no matter where they go and no matter where they play and stuff like that.
They should. Come on. They have. There's 2,000, 2,100 kids there. I don't know what. Right. What the number is. So
right.
that is. I'm sure that's a kind of an advantage most other guys in this league would want too.
All right, sure. Now in the league, real quick, and we'll get into some national stuff here in a minute. But the other two schools right now, are you surprised with Bacon Academy? Are you surprised with what they did last week, the NFA, and what they've been able to do all year? Or is this pretty much expected, Mike? They've got a good senior quarterback. They've got a wonderful tailback. They seem to be pretty well coached and pretty well focused right now. So this isn't really a big surprise with this Bacon Academy bunch?
I didn't see it coming.
All right.
I know that.
Right.
Now you see them. You see them play, and you kind of say, all right, hey, these guys are good.
Right. They've got a little swagger to them this year.
But going in, I didn't see it.
And now, are we shocked, or are we a little bit taken back and surprised by a Ledger team who lost basically everything off of last year's team to adapt and adjust and reconfigure their entire offense to have the success that they're having right now?
Well, I get accused sometimes, Keith, of being Jimmy's biographer. But
no, I mean
the guy can coach.
No, he can flat out coach. He can coach my kid 8 days a week.
Yeah,
and I've told him that.
Me too. Yeah, me too. And so no, nothing that they do surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I would look at as far as for Ledger moving forward, they have a couple games left to go in the regular season, is, are they too one-dimensional on offense to make a run in the state tournament?
I think based on what we've seen, the answer to that question would be yes. But I'm guessing that, Ty Ebden is a senior quarterback, and I'm sure there's a lot they have not shown.
Well, I mean, he's thrown 60 touchdowns in his 4 years there at Ledger, so he's capable of doing it.
And, Jim, after the NFA game a couple weeks ago, hinted at the fact that, he's going to be a bigger part of this as we go forward.
Yeah, it is the MJ Sullivan halftime show with the sports doctor making a house call here at Killingly High School. Killingly leads Montville 14-0 right now. It's senior day. The festivities going on in the field. And a chilly night here for football. Last week we were in T-shirts over at North Tree Academy. It was 65 degrees. We were on the perch. We had pizza tonight.
Up left and right.
Yeah, tonight we've got some hot chocolate. We got gloves. You're bundled up in your weather gear and whatnot. So you're doing very well, Mike. It is. What is it? Week 9, Week 10 right now in the NFL.
We just got really bad news.
What is that?
Show them this.
What do you got? Stat Guru?
Yeah.
What is it? Kimball. Okay, all right, good. There you go.
Keith, Keith. Craig Kimbrell, the closer from the Padres, was really good.
We'll take him. Hot stove baseball here as well.
Red Sox now.
So, you got
lovely.
Week 9, it's okay, Mike. We finished in last place last year, Mike.
Yeah,
Come on.
I was planning on that again.
All right, here we go. Week 9, Week 10.
Week
10 in the books as far as the NFL goes.
Yes.
And, right now we'll talk about some of the teams who are still unbeaten. I mean, and the one thing I got to ask you, are the Carolina Panthers for real?
Yes.
They are.
Because they can play defense.
That's it.
They have the two. I don't know that you would say that Davis or Kuechly would be the best individual linebacker in the NFL right now, but they're the best combo.
Can they win a Super Bowl with Cam Newton? Do they have enough on the offensive side of the ball to win a Super Bowl?
I think they're probably lacking one wide receiver to do that.
Okay.
But
Olsen's very good.
Olsen's good. That's all they got. They run the ball well.
Right.
I just don't know. I think you got to be able to throw it maybe to one other person.
Right.
But they don't miss Greg Hardy at all, do they?
No, don't get me going on that either. Too. I mean,
really good.
What kind of a
defensive line?
Right, they're tremendous. I mean, like you said, Kuechly from Boston College.
You said that, not me.
He's a very, very good linebacker, and I will get in. You know what? I will stop right there, and I will get into that stuff too. I mean, how in the world do you go to work every single day as a member of the Dallas Cowboys with those clowns in that locker room every day?
Yeah.
With Hardy here, with Bryant there. I mean, we saw Jason Witten, basically scratch his head and say, "What is going on in here?" I don't know how they do it.
Well,
is that Jerry's world, Mike?
It is. I don't think they're ever going to win again until he sells the team,
right,
or gets rid of the team, or nature takes its course, because you look at the way other teams go about their business, Keith.
Yep.
And you just can't. They're in a class by themselves.
It's a circus act, Mike.
Yeah.
It's a circus act. And, here's the thing, too, is that all of the good football people that he has had in there throughout the course of the years, whether obviously early going was Jimmy John, good football guy, would you agree? Bill Parcells, good football guy. But guys who want to do things their way and have a bit of a recipe for success. Mike, you start bringing in yes men, like Chan Gailey, like Jason Garrett, and some of these folks. I mean, it's just very, very disheartening.
What other owner do you know, Keith, that has his own radio show?
No, I don't know.
That's all you got to know right there.
I don't know.
It's about him.
All right, so the other undefeated team, Mike, was the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, obviously, he's had a pretty good run there, Marvin Lewis. He seems to be having a special run this year. They have not won a playoff game, Mike. Is this a team right now that can, contend with, Denver? I know Denver lost last week to Indianapolis, but they looked very good 2 weeks ago against Green Bay. Can they contend? I mean, Cincinnati's one of those teams, Mike, that's going to have the 1 or the 2 seed because they're going to go on the road, Mike. I mean, so if they don't get a first round bye, they're going to have to go on the road in back-to-back weeks to win either at New England or at Denver. Until you win one, you haven't won one. They haven't won a playoff game, and I don't trust them from me to you right now. And you can do whatever you want to do in the regular season, Mike. Come playoff time, the quarterback has got to be able to make plays. I would want to play. I would sign up to play them right now. All right, so right now you've got obviously New England and Denver and Cincinnati, and Arizona is still a mystery team to me a little bit, along with Carolina, and I'm not going to count Green Bay out, and that brings us around a little bit maybe to to one of the other worst divisions of football with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Hey! Watch your mouth now. And your New York Giants. So this weekend the Giants play the Patriots. Listen, I know the history. I know the 2 Super Bowls. I know New England has been just given fits by the Giants year in and year out. But do the Giants have enough pressure up front to get to Brady? Because that's been the recipe of success the last few times. I would say that if the Patriots' offensive line was healthy, I'd say no. Given that they're really banged up right now. Sure they are, yeah. That probably levels it a little bit Sunday. At the end of the day, do I think in a close game late the Giants defense can get off the field? They gave up 52 points to the Saints. Yeah. It was a real ugly brand of football last week against the Buccaneers. They got a cheap touchdown late on that fumble play or whatever it was. Logan Mankins on a throwback or whatever it was. So. I just don't think they can do it. Now it will be probably be a fun game to watch, but I just don't. Are you going? No, I'll be home. You're going to, and I'll switch gears real quick, and we've got about 7 minutes left to go in a half. College basketball season starts tonight, and that's the other thing I wanted to top on you with is, UConn men's basketball team taking on Maine tonight. They are ranked number 20 in the country, and a little closer to home, New London grad, preseason All-American Chris Dunn is opening the season tomorrow night against Harvard as PC takes into action. This is shaping up to be a very, very special season, not only for Dunn, but for the Friars as well. Keith, it's kind of funny. I don't know how much he's got around him this year. He's really. He might have to play 40 minutes. Sure. They really. They're young. I think they've got a little bit of talent. They're just not very seasoned, and it might be a little harder for him than we think it's going to be because they really don't have. So you think many teams will key on him and double him, and he's going to have to pretty much do it all. He's going to have to do, and that's not always the recipe for success. Now, does he know that as a young man going into the season? He does. Can he handle it, Mike? You know the kid. Oh, he can handle it. I don't worry about the makeup part. The responsibility part, he's fine. Right. He's fine. Yeah, Coach Cooley's a very, very good coach too. I like Ed. He's a good guy. But I think, Keith, that because you see Dunn as a
a first-team All-American, you just kind of automatically expect that they're going to be good. And I think if they make the NCAAs, it's going to be 20 and 10,
sure.
20, that kind of a season. It's not going to be easy.
Grind. It's going to be a grind.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm looking forward to see what the Huskies can do this year. I like the team this year. I think they're loaded. I think Hamilton's going to be much improved this year. Bremen's going to be very good. I mean, I like this group of kids coming back, and I think this is a team that could probably, contend in the AAC, obviously, and then, make a little run this year in the NCAA tournament. You never know.
Bringing in Gibbs and Miller is huge.
Yep.
For obvious reasons. And then, Keith, one thing we've learned, Kevin Ollie does not like to coach freshmen.
No, he doesn't.
So, you bring in two really experienced guys like that. That's what he wants, and they're going to have a shot.
Yep, should be a fun year. Obviously, North Carolina, the preseason #1, their guard Marcus Page will miss a couple of weeks here.
Clearly better than Duke.
Yeah, and #2 team, I believe, was Kentucky. I can't believe he's wearing a Duke. Before I bring back Casey, it does make me sick. Yeah, and the junior voice of game day, he's got cowboy gloves on. He's got a Duke sweatshirt on. Casey's all fired up. I went to BC last weekend and saw BC play NC State.
Bet you had the time of your life.
There were 22 of us in the stands.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they did it. Listen, I saw Marcus Outlaw out there for NFA. I like him.
He tries.
He tries. He's a little nicked up this year, but that is a putrid Boston College offense.
Yes, it is. Epically bad.
I'm trying to impress my broadcast partner by using that word putrid.
I've used worse.
Mike, we'll see you. We'll talk to you after the game. Thanks for a few minutes tonight, and we'll see you next week over at Montville High School. As Mike tomorrow, you can read his column every putrid. You like that word, Casey?
That's a solid word by you.
We're doing all right. I mean, I was at that BC game last week, and you were at Wesleyan.
I was.
I will get into that a little bit. That was where Bill Belichick went to school. Eric Mangini went to school there, and I didn't realize they had a football team.
Well, that's because you are you're from Wheeler.
We didn't have much at Wheeler. That's for sure.
Wesleyan has one of the better Division III athletic programs in a few sports.
Okay.
The baseball team has been to multiple World Series.
Yep.
Back in 1994, I was an assistant coach on the team that lost to Jared Washburn in Wisconsin.
The pitcher from the Angels, yeah.
The University of Wisconsin lost its baseball team, and all the kids went from them to the Division III school down the road, and they went and won the World Series. This past season, the Wesleyan team had 3 kids get drafted to play Major League Baseball. So we have three kids in minor league baseball right now. Find me another local Division III
I'm
school.
just listening. We're going to have a little fun with this. I mean, I don't really need to know all about Wesleyan.
Sure
but
you do.
Listen, and one of the beautiful things about our relationship, too, is that, you and I are both Notre Dame football fans, and
yes.
Mike certainly is, and things certainly broke right for my Irish this weekend as top 10 teams were losing left and right. And surprise, surprise, Casey O'Neill, number 4 this year in the BCS, this week in the BCS rankings.
There are 3 things you can be sure of: death, taxes, and that the committee will do everything they can to get Notre Dame into the Final Four, no matter what.
And I've dodged death and taxes a time or two in my life. So, I mean, right now, you've got, obviously, Clemson is still number 1 and escaped against Florida State. That is a paper number 1.
Notre Dame it's like this. You know how when you win a game and you get points for who you beat?
Right.
Notre Dame gets points for losing to Clemson.
Right. But you're going to see here in the next few weeks when we talked about this, and it has begun. The carnage has begun. You talked about that last week with some of these schools going. Obviously, LSU went down. And Alabama is just one of those schools. You can't count them out.
No, they lose a game early in the season every year to some SEC team because they don't play great, and then they get serious, and they are the best team in the country at the end of the year. I think the Big 12 is the one that everybody is excited about. We saw, Oklahoma State put a thumping on TCU, but there's going to still be Baylor and Oklahoma. They're going to be playing that.
That's a key game right there. That's a big game right there. I mean, Oklahoma's really, really come on as of late. Baylor was scoring points at will. They're down to a freshman quarterback. Their quarterback got hurt. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that game tomorrow. There's a few other teams here. Stanford's a mystery team there. And, just a whole lot of things that will shake down. Obviously, Michigan State and Ohio State. And it's going to be a Michigan and Ohio State. So, I mean, Ohio State's going to have to dodge a couple bullets here heading down the stretch as well.
Well, I think Clemson's is safe. I mean, I don't think there's a real challenge there. And I don't think Florida's good enough to beat Alabama in the SEC. So I think both Clemson and Alabama are pretty safe. The winner of Notre Dame and Stanford should get one of the spots because the Big 12 teams are going to beat themselves up. What will be interesting, like I said, is if Baylor or if Baylor or Oklahoma State finish undefeated, especially Baylor off of their past couple of seasons. If Baylor finishes undefeated and outside of the top four with both Alabama and Notre Dame
last year to the Big 12.
They're going to have problems because what more can they do? Those teams moved to a big conference just for that alone, so that they could have that opportunity. You know, what more can they do if they all beat each other up? The one thing I don't like about the way the system works is you don't get credit for good wins. They look at everything in hindsight. So if Notre Dame beats Georgia Tech when Georgia Tech was ranked 5th in the country.
Yeah, and then they're 3-7 now.
Right, so they look at it and they go, they don't have any top wins. Well, they were a top. So that means let me give you an example. If Notre Dame or if any team beat LSU to start the season, and then LSU's quarterback and running back get knocked out of the game, and so they end up 5-5.
Right.
It doesn't make that win any less of a big win. It should be when the teams were. Did you beat them when they were ranked? And maybe you're the reason that they've fallen on hard times.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame was a 3-point dog going into that game against Georgia Tech. Deshaun Kaiser's was his first game.
Yeah.
Starting at quarterback, young freshman, and took over from Malik Zaire. And I agree with you. Back then, Georgia Tech was a top 15 team.
So you got to look at what these teams were when they won. So I think Notre Dame's better than the people who say they haven't played anybody. I think they're better than that. I do think, though, that if you looked at the resumes without any names on them, Oklahoma State's resume is better than Ohio State's resume.
I would agree with you
Teams
there.
they've beaten
Yes.
and all their strength of schedule. And so it is a little disservice.
Up to this point, because Ohio State still have to play Michigan State and Michigan.
Right. But then again, Oklahoma State still has to play Oklahoma and Baylor. And if they, so I mean, I understand this is why we have.
And Oklahoma State loses that game every year to Oklahoma.
Oh, sure they
do. They lose that game every year, Casey. They go in there and they score, 60 points a game, and then Oklahoma goes in there and shuts them down.
Well, one of them may end up undefeated, or it may end up like the ECC medium or the Class M in the state of Connecticut.
Gotcha.
We've gone through this year. We see Ledyard. I think Ledyard they've been very impressive every time we've seen them. They won easy. Every time we've broadcast their games, they've won easy. The one game they lost, Bacon Academy. Yep. We've watched Bacon Academy twice. They handled NFA fairly easily, dispatched them, and of course the classic comeback win against Fitch. Bacon Academy, they've lost one game to Killingly. Now we're watching Killingly tonight. Very impressed with their multiple sets. They've obviously got two running backs and a quarterback, and they've got a good defense. I'm impressed by Killingly. But I am a little surprised that they handled Bacon Academy to the extent that they handled Bacon Academy.
Well, a couple of things. I will tell you this. I mean, they ran the ball very effectively there, and I think Bacon probably came into that game a little bit tired. They came off of a run where they beat New London. They had to get up the following week. They beat Ledyard. They went on the road and walked a little bit at Stonington. I believe that won the game at 18-8 was the final in that game. And then they probably got picked off, by a Killingly team that came in just a little bit under the radar. Nobody was really talking about them, but surprise, surprise. So I guess everything, timing in life is everything, Casey O'Neill.
So right now, if you're looking at the state playoffs, you've got the three Class M teams all looking to get home games at this point. They could all finish in the top four and get home games. And wouldn't it be fun to have a semifinal game featuring the All-ECC and the possibility of an All-ECC final in Class M? That would certainly be something we're looking forward to. We're ready for kickoff here to start quarter number 3 from the Killingly Sports Complex. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. The MJ Sullivan halftime show has concluded. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, the stat guru to my right, the junior voice of Game Day, hanging out behind us. We are the junior voice of Game Day, supplying the baked goods for the booth right now.
Very good.
Montville will kick off going right to left. And we have the opening kickoff. It's a squib kick bouncing on the ground, and it's going to be corralled nicely by Zach Burgess for Killingly. And Killingly avoids the opening trickery of the Indians on the squib kick. And Killingly will set up shop in very good position at their own 41-yard line, already on top 14-0. So a little chicanery. Here, you want a good word? Chicanery is a good word for you. 1st and 10, Killingly with the ball at the 41-yard line. Montville trailing 14-0, looking to hold tight here on the first possession of the second half. I formation. Handoff up the middle to the fullback, Caffrey. Caffrey breaks a tackle. Caffrey into the secondary, off to the second level. Caffrey driving forward. And Austin Caffrey will have a first down. 12 yards with Montville defenders on him for the entire 12 yards.
Yeah, 11 carries now for 87 yards for Austin Caffrey as he is doing work for the Killingly Redmen. A very, very good positive start here. Easy run up the middle, put his shoulders down, and picking up 11, 12 yards, Casey.
Killingly went from the power I, which they say they operate from a lot, and that time just very straightforward. Fullback dive. He had a tackler on him for all 12 yards, but first down over midfield now into Montville territory at the 48. Killingly stays in the power I. DeRozier again hands off to Caffrey. Caffrey off left tackle. Caffrey breaks another tackle. Caffrey into the secondary. Caffrey still churning. Austin Caffrey with back-to-back runs of 12 and now 15 yards with Montville defenders draped on him the entire time.
Pretty easy to see what the speech was at halftime by Coach Chad Nehos. They come out first down, second down, and just boom, boom, boom. We're up the middle. We're going to run the ball at the fullback, try and stop him. 12 carries for 101 yards now for Austin Caffrey.
Ball at the 34-yard line of Montville. First and 10, Killingly. They stay in the power I. Polides is split left and Wood split right. And we have offsides there, a little jump. We got offensive lineman Connor Lemley jumped from his left guard position. That's going to back Killingly up 5 yards. First and 15. Ball will be moved back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, but Killingly, Casey, first two plays of the second half, they come out and they run power football right up the gut. That's kind of what we're used to seeing out of this team. No surprises there. We're going to give you our kid number 10. Try and stop him.
Killingly stays in the I. One receiver left, one receiver right. DeRozier under center. Straight drop. Throws it out to Polides. It's caught. Breaks a tackle. Stays on the sideline. Down the left sideline is Polides. He will have another first down for Killingly. Vasilios Polides. He caught the touchdown pass earlier. That time took a quick little receiver screen and turned it into a first down.
Yeah, quick feed out there by Polides, sidestepping a defender and picking up 7 or 8 yards after the catch on that play. So very, very quickly to begin the second half, 3 consecutive first downs by the Killingly offense, and they got things moving downhill right now.
Much like they did on their first 2 possessions of the game. 10-20 remaining in period number 3, 14-0 Killingly. Stay in the same formation is the Redmen. This time handoff to Caffrey, fullback dive. Caffrey's going to put his head down off right tackle and gain about 4 yards, where he's cleaned up by the center of the Montville line. Murtha in on the tackle for the Indians, but a nice gain of 5 on first down for Killingly. Ball now inside the 20-yard line. They are now officially in the red zone.
Killingly offense picking up the pace here a little bit at the beginning of the second half. Quick tempo. Quarterback DeRozier brings his team to the line, Casey, and it's a quick count. Boom, it plays off.
Second and 5, Killingly. 9:45 remaining in the third period. In that wide pro set, Lockwood and Caffrey. This time, handoff goes to Caffrey off the left tackle. Caffrey breaks a tackle. Into the secondary is Austin Caffrey. And down inside the 10-yard line, Killingly just power football. Chunks of yards here.
Yeah, straight power football indeed. Has the Montville defense back on their heels in the first 3 minutes here of the second half. And so far, Killingly's got things working what they want to do here. 14 carries for 114 yards for young Austin Caffrey.
Colin Burns, Justin Lasher, Josh Angel, Connor Lemley, and Alex Fontaine. The big offensive line for Killingly doing the job here to start the third period. DeRozier under center from the power split. Hands off to Caffrey off right tackle. Caffrey breaks the tackle. Caffrey heading for the end zone. Touchdown, Austin Caffrey. Killingly Redmen. 20-0.
Just an absolutely huge hole on the right side that time again by that big offensive line. Straight power football to come out to begin the second half. And Killingly once again has reestablished the line of scrimmage and reestablished themselves in this ballgame.
DeSonia coming into the game for the extra point out of the hold of Chase Wood, trying to make this a 21-0 game. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and it is through. And with 9:05 remaining here in period number 3, Killingly extends its lead to 21-0, going straight down the field. Power football on the legs of Austin Caffrey.
Yeah, and Coach Chad Neal, all he's doing is talking to his offensive linemen as they come off the field, congratulating every single one of them, patting them on the back. I guess that was the emphasis of the halftime speech. Let's reestablish the line of scrimmage. And that was just what the doctor ordered to begin the third quarter for the Redmen.
On the other side of things, Montville, all that momentum, the defense had played so well, bailing them out time after time in the first half. That time, the Montville defense just got shredded. Nothing fancy there at all. Just straight power football. Give it to number 10 and let him do the work. And with 9:05 remaining, 21-0 Killingly. The third quarter is brought to you by Lawrence Memorial Hospitals. Lawrence Memorial has 2 ways for you to get expert non-emergency care with less cost and less waiting than a visit to a traditional emergency room. At Lawrence Memorial, there are 2 walk-in locations on Howard Street in New London, and the Stop and Shop Plaza in Stonington offer you more convenience and more services and no appointment necessary. From rashes to gashes and routine physicals too, at Lawrence Memorial, they're here for you. And coming soon, a new walk-in location in Waterford.
5 carries for 48 yards on that drive alone for Austin Caffrey and a touchdown as the Killingly Redmen take a 21-0 lead. Rashes to gashes. I won't even go there, Casey O'Neill.
With 9:05 remaining in period number 3, the man who does it all, the jack of all trades, Austin Caffrey, will kick off for Killingly, going left to right in your imagination. Back deep are Price and Quidgen. Line drive kick comes down to Quidgen at the 15-yard line, and he is down there. He had to go down to a knee to get the football. So a little slip up there by Alex Quidgen at the 15-yard line. Isn't that the game that they play in Harry Potter?
Never saw Harry Potter. Never saw him. Quidgen, I've never seen Harry Potter.
That's because
I don't have kids.
You don't have kids, and you're over 40. So if you have seen Harry Potter,
seen Harry Potter,
we've got issues. I have an 8-year-old. So, of course, I've seen Harry Potter.
All right, then. All right.
The stat guru.
He's seen Harry Potter.
The stat guru grew up with Harry Potter. Yeah. Probably a big fan of
I was never a Harry
Hermione.
Potter. I was never a Hobbit type of guy.
Stat guru. Did you think Hermione was cute by the last movie? Be honest now.
Sure.
He's stat guru. And he likes what stat guru likes what he sees.
Hunger Games. I don't watch any of that stuff.
Well, that's because you're a very cultured man. You're out there probably watching The Expendables 3. Kalash in the shotgun is going to look to throw on first down. Kalash pressured. Now he rolls out to the right. Back inside, and he's going to be sacked again. Cody Kalash down at the 5-yard line, but a flag comes in. I think we might get a face mask or a roughing the passer on Killingly after they sacked Kalash again. That was a coverage sack that time, as Kalash had plenty of time, but nothing there.
Yeah, nobody opened downfield whatsoever, and Kalash was looking in the deep patterns, looking downfield. Nobody opened underneath, and that time the coverage the offensive line just couldn't hold off the defenders for Killingly. And you're right, it is going to be a personal foul against Killingly.
So a break for Montville as they went back down to their 5-yard line, and instead the ball will come all the way out to the 23-yard line. So after the sack, the personal foul penalty will give Montville a first down at their own 23 with 8:50 remaining here in period number 3. And Killingly on top 21-0. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com from Killingly High School. Cody Kalash, the Montville quarterback, from the shotgun on a little draw play to Quidditch. Quidditch bounces outside, ball's on the turf. Killingly says they have it. We'll see what the officials say right at the 25-yard line. Waiting for an official signal. And yes, Killingly High School football. Quidditch lost the ball, and Killingly recovers.
Yeah, once again, the third fumble of the night for Montville. Miscues really hurting themselves. Whether it's a fumble, whether it's a fumbled snap, bad timing play. It's the little things the 4-3 team can't do on the road against a very good opponent.
So Killingly, a little blood in the water right now, up 21-0 with a chance to really put this thing away. 8:42 remaining here in period number 3. Handoff Caffrey off the right end. They're going to blow that one dead. The officials are whistling it that play is not going to get off. They're saying that it was a timeout Montville before the play. Timeout Montville.
Casey, on that play, too, again, we see the spread pro set formation, and every single time out of that spread, they do just a running back dive. It's a simple play. It's almost a stretch play where the quarterback hands the ball off, he reaches out, but it's basically a straight gap run.
So for those of you out there not sure what the pro set is, the pro set is when the quarterback is under center, and he has 2 running backs behind him, equally spread, about 3 feet, 4 feet apart from one another behind him. But in this set, the 2 backs are about 20 feet spread wide, almost all the way out even to where the tight end would play at the end of the line. What they've done is they've run dive plays off of that, but the other thing they've done is they've sent one of those backs in motion on occasion, run him out into a wheel route to give a little different look.
Yeah, it is a different look, too. I mean, it's not your typical pro set. It's very, very effective so far for this team.
From the same formation, DeRozier this time gives it to Caffrey off left tackle. Caffrey breaks a tackle. Caffrey's in the open. Austin Caffrey, touchdown!
And that time you saw the quick feet by Austin Caffrey as he hit the hole off the left-hand side. Saw the end zone, no defenders there. Took it for 6 points. He has 6 carries for 73 yards alone and 2 touchdowns in the second half.
27-0 Killingly with 8:33 remaining here in the third period. And just like that, bang, bang, score, score. Redmen looking to extend the lead here. Extra point coming by DeSonia. Kick is low, line drive, but it is through. And with 8:33 remaining here in period number 3, Killingly 28, Montville nothing.
And once again, Coach Chad Neal all over his offensive line, giving him congratulations and praise. And I guess that's the message that he had sent to his team in the locker room. Listen, let's reassert ourselves at the line of scrimmage. We're going to come out, we're going to power run the football, and we're going to play Killingly Redmen ball.
Yes, a completely different Redmen offense here. Even though they scored on their first 2 possessions in the first half, this one, these are completely different.
They look much more physical, and they look like they're coming off the blocks much better on the offensive side of the ball. Offensive line is doing a heck of a job reestablishing control.
Now, you talked earlier about a guy like Austin Caffrey and what he means to a program, 4-year starter and all that. You know, it's one thing when you're Southington High School or NFA and you've got these giant rosters of kids. When you're a school like Killingly or like a Montville, there are special teams that come up. You know, even the teams, even the great New London and Fitch teams and Ledger teams, they were good year in and year out. Every once in a while, you get a special team with a cornerstone player. And Gene Blaine has led the Killingly Redmen in the past into playoffs, so it's not like Killingly's never had good football teams.
Right.
But every once in a while, you get a special team. This team has a chance to be 10-1, go into the playoffs, and when you look up, it's the 4-year guys, a guy like Austin Caffrey who does everything, plays fullback, plays linebacker, kicks the ball off. That's a cornerstone player. They will look back 20 years from now, and they'll say, that was the Austin Caffrey team.
And I think that's what some of these schools need. They need to understand, the importance of that young man, or Spencer Lockwood, or some of the other kids they have sprinkled in there, and realize that this is the era of football, and it's something to see, I tell you.
Caffrey to kick off, a low line drive kick that bounces at the 15-yard line and goes out of bounds, so Montville will have good field position. Nothing against any of the Killingly players, many of whom are very good. I mean, Chase Wood's an excellent player, and DeRozier is a very good junior quarterback. But this is Austin Caffrey's season, if not his team. The season he has had has been a very special season. But I think most people would agree that when they look back at this team, they're going to go, oh, that's the Austin Caffrey team. And if this team goes on and finishes a special season with a state championship or a finals berth, I mean, that will do great for the history of the school. But that's the kind of player who does something like he's done where he's on the field all the time. That really, resonates with a town like Killingly.
Well, and I also think it resonates with his players, too, his teammates and stuff like that, and they look to him as a leader on the field.
Kalash on the keeper from Montville is hit hard right away that time by Josh Angel. He'll fall forward for maybe 2.
We're seeing a couple of kids like that in the ECC right now, Casey. Obviously, Sean Kelly, the quarterback from Bacon. This is one of those windows out of that, the cycles of kids, they come through where you get that special kid, and Sean Kelly's leading his team just like Austin Caffrey's leading his team here.
2nd down and 8 for Montville. Ball at the 36-yard line. Kalash from the shotgun has Quidgen next to him from his left. Kalash going to throw, has time, deep over the middle, and incomplete. He was looking for Tyler Price running the post route at the 40-yard line, but it's incomplete. He just overthrew him, going to bring up 3rd and 8.
4 for 10 throwing for Kalash right now. He had a receiver in Price, threw it just a little too soon. Has to get rid of the ball up front there for Montville because of that defensive pressure from the defensive front from the Killingly Redmen.
The junior voice of Game Day likes to do play-by-play of his Madden games when he's in his room, and he changes the names of the players. The other day, the running back for the Dallas Cowboys was Peter Gazibwe.
Yeah, I mean, geez. Could you go figure one day, maybe?
Who knows? 3rd and long for Montville. Kalash sends Quidgen in motion to the right. Empty backfield. Kalash, pressured, throws in the flat to Quidgen, complete to the 40-yard line, but well short of the first down. That'll be 4th and 5. Little pitch and catch that time by Kalash to Quidgen, but not nearly enough.
Junior voice of Game Day is playing Madden using the Cowboys, and he's probably playing college basketball using Duke.
No, but he plays FIFA soccer using the American women.
Oh, boy.
The most played sport in the world?
Soccer. Here we go.
It's no hockey, but it's certainly
Thank God. Thank God.
Kalash will punt from his own 25-yard line. Chase Wood is back at his own 30, waiting for the punt. Low snap, handled nicely by Kalash, who gets a low line drive kick, and Caffrey will fall on it at the 35-yard line. But nice job that time by Kalash, who limps off the field. He's taking a beating tonight, handling a low snap.
Yeah, Kalash has done it all, too, for his team right now. They're down 28-0, and this is let's hold the fort down. If you're the Montville Indians at this point, let's hopefully your big people up front can make some plays.
And I want to take issue with something. You know, you give the stat guy a hard time for Duke or the Cowboys. You're a Patriots and Notre Dame fan, and you rooted for American Pharoah. You like front runners more than anybody.
Chalk and volume. That's my motto.
Chalk and
your
volume.
dad knows that one.
Handoff on the turf. Ball's loose. It's going to be fallen on by DeRozier. Now, there's the downside of that wide split in the pro set. They fumbled a couple of exchanges. That time, Caffrey never got it, but DeRozier fell on it.
And again, it's almost like a stretch play where the quarterback has to run through the tailback and get the ball to him. It's a very, very different look out of a pro set. It almost is a stretch play.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 after no gain. Heads up play that time by DeRozier falling on the football. Kyle DeRozier, the junior quarterback of Killingly. Pro set again. This time handoff goes to Caffrey off left tackle. Montville expecting it that time, and Caffrey's still going, though. Gets the ball all the way up to the 42-yard line. Austin Caffrey just dragged it was a scrum like rugby, and he dragged 4 players for a gain of 7. Literally, he dragged 4 Montville players 5 yards.
Yeah, sure. And one thing I've noticed, too, on that spread pro set, the quarterback, DeRozier, has to actually get down the line to hand the ball off to either Lockwood or Caffrey. He takes the snap, he runs 2 yards down the line, and he hands it off.
3rd and 2. Ball is at the 40-yard line.
The I formation here, finally.
For Killingly, and like they said, the I, handoff to the fullback, Caffrey. Caffrey breaks a tackle. Caffrey's in the second level. Caffrey is dragged down all the way into Montville territory at the 35-yard line. And I got to tell you, Big Kevin Murtha made the tackle. That's a defensive lineman for Montville, not giving up on the play and going 20 yards downfield to tackle Austin Caffrey.
Caffrey's a little nicked up on this play, too. He is down, but that time you saw his quick feet in a hole, you saw his vision to look up, and he's a kid that you've got to wrap up.
And this would be an injury that Killingly can ill afford. Now, with a 28-0 lead and 6:19 remaining in the third period, they probably can afford Caffrey to leave the game for even the remaining. It looks like he either rolled an ankle, maybe got a cramp. They're going to work on him right now. But with 6:19 remaining, they can afford for Caffrey to come out of the ballgame, but not more than that.
Yeah, he has 18 carries for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns, 8 carries for 104 yards alone in the second half with his 2 touchdowns. So he's been very, very productive at the running back position. Lockwood has 10 carries for 58 yards. So both backs very efficient when they get the ball for the Killingly Redmen.
Caffrey is going to limp off on his own power, favoring the left ankle a little bit, but he's coming off on his own. And
he's a tough kid.
With 6:19 remaining, it's going to be 1st and 10, Killingly with the ball at the Montville 35-yard line. Lockwood will now be the tailback, and Kelsey Rhines will come into the fullback position out of the I for Killingly. DeRozier pitches out to Lockwood. Lockwood's got a seam. Lockwood cuts it outside. Lockwood's got the edge. Lockwood's to the corner. Lockwood's going to head to the end zone. Cuts it back inside. Touchdown, Spencer Lockwood. What a beautiful run by the Redmen.
The north-south running by Spencer Lockwood there paid dividends, Casey, and we've seen this time and time throughout the course of the game. Both of these tailbacks for Killingly have a nose for the end zone. Once they turn the corner, it is north-south, not a lot of dancing. Get me from A to B in the fastest way possible, and that's a straight line.
If we have a official flag on the play, holding against Killingly. Whoa, what a tough penalty. Negates a brilliant touchdown run by Spencer Lockwood, and that's going to back them up. That's too bad. A 40-yard touchdown run by Lockwood is going to be negated by the penalty, and it's going to bring the ball back to the 38-yard line. So that hold must have happened well downfield.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Killingly, ball at the 38-yard line of Montville. Rhines is the fullback. Lockwood again the tailback. This time, DeRozier's going to throw out in the flat to Polides. Polides has it and wrestled to the ground almost immediately by Tyler Price. Gain of 4 on 1st down. Quick little wide receiver flip by DeRozier to Polides.
Yeah, nice job to pursuit that time by the entire linebacking core from Montville. snuffed the play out, kept it to a minimal gain, second down and about 7 here for the Redmen.
They're going to go no huddle, staying in the I. Under center is DeRocher. DeRocher fakes the handoff, pitches it out instead to Lockwood. Lockwood's got the edge again. Lockwood heading for the end zone and dragged down inside the 5-yard line. Nice run by Spencer Lockwood. And if it wasn't for the hustle out there of Joe Satiro, he would have scored a touchdown, but it'll be first and goal Killingly.
It's a big block on the outside by Josh Angel by the Redmen. That time sprung the running back for a huge play.
So he's the guardian angel on that play.
Huge kick-out block on that play.
So it's going to be first and goal Killingly inside the 10 at about the 6-yard line. Caffrey's back into the ball game. Caffrey gets the handoff off the left tackle and hit immediately by the Montville line. They weren't fooled by that one. Second and goal for the Redmen.
Tough running that time on first down by Austin Caffrey as the Montville defensive line stacked the line of scrimmage and stopped him for no gain on that play.
5 minutes and counting now remaining here in period number 3. 28-0. Killingly on top and knocking on touchdown's door one more time. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. You're a rock and roll guy. Thought I'd give that one to you.
They're coming back, too, that band, you know. I know it's a Bob Dylan song, but I'll tell you about it in a second.
Under center. Handoff. Caffrey. Nope, it's going to be kept by DeRocher that time. A little extended. I'd call it read option, but it's not exactly that. But he kept the ball himself, was DeRocher, and he's going to get to the 3, but it's going to bring up third and goal.
Again, that was that pro set formation, and I think DeRocher was a little late coming down the line and handed the ball off to Caffrey. Decided to keep himself, didn't want to mess up the exchange, and like you said, it was stuffed there for short gain. But I think that was one of those plays where he just couldn't get down the line fast enough and screw the timing up.
Yeah, we've seen Kyle DeRocher mishandle a couple of handoffs by not being it's very difficult. It's like a pulling guard. He's got to really get down the line to get that handoff. That time, I think you're right. He was late.
2 or 3 yards he's got to get down the line.
And he just held on to it. Power I. Caffrey is the fullback. Lockwood, the tailback. Handoff to Caffrey, and he's not going to get there. Great job by the center of the Montville line, stuffing Austin Caffrey for no gain. Fourth and goal Killingly from the 1.
Great job that time by the Montville defensive front, not allowing Caffrey to get any kind of space and or spin off the pile and get into the end zone.
No, maybe it's me. How many fourth and goals from the 1 have we seen this year already?
A ton.
It feels like every game, right?
We've seen a lot of fourth and 1s from everywhere. We've seen fake field goals on 4th and 1.
We've seen
quarterback sneaks.
But we've seen more goal line stands this year. We've seen Fitch with 4 cracks at it. Legend with 4 cracks at it. Teams with 4 cracks at it. Fourth and goal from the 1-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout on the field. Timeout's going to be called by Killingly. They're going to want to talk it over, and that's going to give me an opportunity to talk to you about Lawrence and Memorial Hospital. Lawrence Memorial has 2 ways for you to get expert non-emergency care with less cost and less waiting than a visit to a traditional emergency room. At Lawrence and Memorial, there are 2 walk-in locations on Howard Street in New London, and the Stop and Shop Plaza in Stonington offer you more convenience and more services and no appointment necessary. From rashes to gashes and routine physicals too. At Lawrence and Memorial, they're here for you. Coming soon, a new walk-in location opens in Waterford.
Oh, big 4th down coming up here for the Killingly Redmen offense, and if I had to put 10 cents on it, I would probably say the ball might just find its way into the hands of number 10 on this play.
It will be interesting whether they go straight up the gut to Q Caffrey or a little pitch outside to Lockwood. They've got a chance to do either. And with 3:13 remaining in the 3rd period, either way, we're looking to see what happens here with the Redmen. On the Major League Baseball front, the Red Sox have acquired all-star closer Craig Kimbrell from the Padres. It's being reported that minor league outfielder Manny Margot and left-handed pitcher Logan Allen will be heading to San Diego in the
Trade
deal.
Him away.
Carlos Azueja is also involved, and the Boston Globe says that Javier Guerra might be the final piece. Caffrey gets the handoff, plows into the end zone, touchdown! Killingly, Redmen, Austin Caffrey.
The hat trick tonight for Austin Caffrey, his 3rd touchdown of the second half alone. 10 carries for 105 yards. And that young man has come out of the locker room at the beginning of the second half with a purpose, Casey O'Neill.
Well, Craig Kimbrell closes out baseball games. Austin Caffrey may have just closed out the Montville High School Indians right there. 34-0. Killingly, that might be the shutdown of the ball game.
Yeah, 20 carries unofficially for 180 yards and 3 touchdowns, all in the second half for the young man who does it all for the Killingly Redmen.
Extra point is up and good by DeSonia. 3:09 remaining in the ball game. 35-0. Redmen on top.
I mean, so in the 9 minutes or so we've had here the second half, we've seen straight power football by the Killingly Redmen. They came out. We were all business here to start the second half. We're gonna go to our bread and butter, basically what it is. And Austin Caffrey is that for this team. We talked about him being one of those special kids that come around every 4 years and uplift a program, a community, a town. And he is not letting the fans down tonight here on senior night at Killingly High School.
We have seen a handful of players this year who don't come off the field. Robert Duncan and Fitch doesn't come off the field, and Luke Letellier doesn't often come off the field. Gazibwe doesn't come off the field, and we've seen a bunch of guys this year who don't come off the field, who play all over the place. Luke Saccone and Ledger doesn't come off the field. And Caffrey is one of those guys. Lockwood is one of those guys. They don't come off the field, but Caffrey in particular, he's a kick returner, punt returner. He does the kickoffs. He's a starting running back, starting linebacker. He is a guy that doesn't come off the field, and that's just that's the kind of thing that resonates with a community, and like you said, with his own teammates.
Yeah, and again, he's a 4-year starter here, a 4-year letterman here at Killingly. He's a kid that knows that, these are the last few games that he's got of his high school career, Casey. He wants to make them count. He takes pride in this. He takes pride in the way he prepares himself for the game. Coaching staff does nothing but talk great about him. So a tremendous leader on and off the field. Love to see that in high school sports.
35-0. Killingly on top. They're going to kick off going left to right on your imagination. Back deep for Montville. Price and Quidgen standing at their own 10-yard line. Caffrey will do the kickoff. Steps into it, hits a low line drive that's going to bounce at the 10-yard line, where it's handled by Price, who slips to the ground, now gets up, and he's going to return it up to about the 15-yard line. Tyler Price slipped as he was trying to handle that ball. Montville will have it 1st and 10 at their own 15. Interesting, Keith, Spencer Lockwood, only a sophomore.
Yeah.
And quarterback Kyle DeRocher, only a junior. So you already see a couple of the, next year you're going to see a lot of those guys. And of the offensive linemen, senior, sophomore, and junior. So they're going to have a couple of linemen, a running back, a quarterback. Look for this Redmen team to be good again next year.
And the coverage not bare here at Killingly. And, Chad Neal does a nice job with them, Casey. And one of the things that they're one of the best kept secrets in the league. I mean, we don't get a chance to see a lot of them down on the shoreline, but good solid football team.
Not after tonight, now that they've been on game day. Kalash. Oh, we got a new quarterback in the game for Montville. That's going to be number 15, Eric Anthony. He was a quarterback back when we did their scrimmage earlier in the season. We saw him against Fitch. He's a first-year football player at Montville. Of course, the name Eric Anthony might resonate out there with Montville residents and fans. His father, Eric Anthony, also known as Vern, one of the great baseball players at Montville High School. Vern was an excellent college baseball player.
Really?
Vern was an excellent baseball player at Montville High School. Now, Vern, if you're listening, I never said it.
I know Vern.
Everyone knows Vern. You got to know Vern. Vern, T.J. O'Brien, some of the great A.J. Dart, some of the great Montvilles from excellent teams. Of course, the Turney family.
Yeah.
Anthony going to throw, hitch and go, looking to throw the ball down the field for Price, and it's going to be tipped and incomplete, and we're going to get an offensive pass interference against Tyler Price. Right? Chase Wood had that thing picked off, and Tyler Price just basically tried to run him 10 yards away from the football.
Yeah, and the ball was picked off. They said on the deflection, Killingly ball.
Ball's going to be intercepted by Brett Long, it looks like, or is that 24? Who they're saying got the interception? Long?
Yeah, Long.
Brett Long got the interception off of the tip, and an offensive pass interference against Price will be declined, and Killingly will have the ball at the Montville 45. What a weird play.
Wow, ball's bouncing all over the place on Friday the 13th.
That is a Friday the 13th interception if I've ever seen one. Later tonight, later in the fourth quarter, we're going to talk about how much you know about the origins of Friday the 13th as a superstitious
day. Now, that
day.
movie I've seen.
That's not the origins of it.
Okay.
That's just a bad horror movie. Pitch goes to Lockwood. Lockwood off right tackle, cuts it back to the middle of the field. Lockwood bounces off another tackler. First down, Killingly and more. Spencer Lockwood, the sophomore, going to move the chains for the Redmen, and now he's approaching a 100-yard game.
Yeah, Spencer Lockwood right there goes over 100 yards. Casey, 12 carries for 103 yards, and one touchdown tonight. Yes, so Lockwood along with his running mate number 10, Caffrey, doing work out there tonight.
Ball's going to be marked at the Montville 31-yard line. Killingly on top, 35-0 with 2:32 remaining here in period number 3. Tyler Price shaken up and heading to the sideline for the Indians. To recap that interception, it was a hitch and go, and Anthony put the ball into the air, and it was up for grabs. Tyler Price was the intended receiver. Chase Wood, the safety, had the interception by playing center field. So Price just shoved Wood out of the way for the penalty, but then the ball got tipped, and somehow Long came up with the interception, and they declined the penalty. Wacky play. 1st and 10, Killingly, ball at the 31-yard line. They're going to go from the power I. Lockwood will be the running back, and the fullback will be Zach Caffrey. Pitch it goes to Lockwood off left tackle, and nice job by Christian Davis on the pursuit. Brings him down there, but one Caffrey goes out, another Caffrey goes in. Zach Caffrey, the sophomore, now playing his brother's position at fullback.
Yeah, right now, too, the Killingly Redmen pretty patient, and you're going to feel good about keeping the ball on the ground here as they end the third quarter coming down to an end here, Casey, and you're going to see a lot of different people come in the game now and get some people some touches out there for the Redmen.
DeRocher will stay in quarterback on 2nd and 8. Again, the backfield remains the same. It's a Caffrey and a Lockwood, but a different Caffrey this time. We've got 44 Zach Caffrey in the ball game at fullback. DeRocher, pitch right to Lockwood. Lockwood has a seam. Lockwood to the outside. It's a foot race to the corner. 5. Touchdown, Spencer Lockwood.
North-south running that time by Spencer Lockwood. Turned the corner, squared his shoulders up, and found the end zone. His 2nd touchdown this half. And he has got 14 carries for 137 yards now in the game.
And with that score, it's going to be 41-0, and Killingly's going to have to be careful. With 1:35 remaining, they're going to be approaching the 50-point rule. They're going to have to shut it down in the fourth quarter here. DeSonia's in for the extra point to try to make it 42-0 here with 1:35 remaining. Killingly needs to send another player onto the field to finish off an offensive line.
Yeah, in a game that was close to the end of the first half, Killingly came out and reestablished the line of scrimmage, reestablished a running game, and kind of regained the identity on the offensive end.
Extra point good by DeSonia, and that's going to make it 42-0 Killingly with 1:35 remaining here in the third quarter.
So with a couple of different weapons out there that we've seen tonight for the Killingly Redmen, they can do it with both their running backs. They can pitch and catch a little bit with their quarterback, DeRozier. This team has got a lot of options on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we've seen now all of a sudden I can see how this team handled Bacon Academy.
Yeah.
Because both running backs are fierce runners, with good toughness and speed. Lockwood to the outside, Caffrey on the inside. They both stretch the field. They both get extra yards, great yards after contact, which is a big deal. They're both very difficult to bring down. And then we've seen DeRoche can throw the football.
Yeah, it's that north-south style of running by the running backs that impresses me the most. I mean, Gazibwe or Jawan Johnson, a little bit flashier back there, but both these running backs, Casey, as soon as they get the ball and square their shoulders, they go from A to B in a straight line.
The closest I can remember is the kid from Wyndham, the big fullback at Wyndham.
Oswaga, yeah. The same type of style.
He was the Christian Okoye of the...
He certainly was.
And that similar. They run a similar thing with the two running backs there.
Yep.
Same style here as Killingly. So different. We've seen a lot of very talented kids this year on game day, and these two are among the best.
I think the message at halftime was to the offensive line especially because they have dominated here in the second half.
Caffrey will kick it off, and he hits a low line drive that's going to come down at the 30-yard line, taken there by Emmanuel Mayfield, the freshman. And that's nice. Hey, Emmanuel Mayfield, welcome to Killingly High School. Got the ball up to the 35-yard line, and Montville will have it 1st and 10, 1:28 remaining in the third period.
Yeah, what was a bigger character on like a Friday the 13th scary movie? Was it Freddy Krueger or Jason? Who was a more intimidating character?
I think in the first movie, I think
Jason
Jason is more iconic as far as
definitely.
Jason Voorhees. But
the hockey mask on?
But the thing is that Jason was not the killer in Friday the 13th.
It was his mother, wasn't it?
It's Jason Voorhees' mother.
See?
There you go.
Sports doctor. A lot of knowledge.
Anthony on the keeper. Anthony cuts inside, back up to the 45-yard line. Nice run on first down by Eric Anthony. Gets the ball close to a first down for Montville. And Anthony slow to get up, though. Looks like he slipped on the play, and he's a little bit slow. He's not going to get off the turf right now. Eric Anthony's down, and we're going to have a timeout on the field after a 9-yard run by Anthony. He's up, and he's going to limp off to the sideline. They're going to get him out for at least a play. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Second and 1, rather, after a nice 9-yard gain from Eric Anthony.
Favoring his left ankle, it looks like. Anthony on the quarterback keeper up the middle. A little bit of a stinger there, or a twist or something. Hopefully he's okay.
So I'd say that in the subsequent movies, I think the first Nightmare on Elm Street scared me as much as any horror movie I had ever seen. Not just because of how old I was, but just the concept. Like, listen, the concept of some psycho killer at a camp with that's fine. A hockey mask, no, that was terrifying. But the idea that somebody can come get you in your dreams, that was no good.
He had the glove, right?
With the fingers, with the
sure.
razor blades for fingers. That's no good, though. And of course, all right, let's see, Sports Doctor. What famous actor, perhaps as famous as they come right now in Hollywood, was a victim of Freddy Krueger in the first Friday the 13th, the famous death when he was lying in the bed scene?
Oh, boy. Wow. I mean, it must have been a B-roll for this guy.
First movie.
First movie ever.
Yes,
I mean, I'm not going to say it certainly wasn't Matt Damon.
You might know him. You might know him as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
Johnny
Depp, really?
Pre-21 Jump Street Johnny Depp.
Wow.
In a little Nightmare on Elm Street action.
Okay, all right.
Facts come out here left and right on game day when you got a 42-0 lead on Friday the 13th. Clock is now running.
Scariest movie I've ever seen. I will come up with that for the fourth quarter, too.
Well, Exorcist, hands down. But
sure.
It's like The Exorcist and everything else.
Yeah.
Kalash back into the game. Kalash hands the ball off to Quidgen. Quidgen gets the first down from Montville, and he's brought down by Lockwood after a gain of 2, but Montville will move the chains. Shining was the scariest book I ever read. The movie was pretty close.
He didn't like the movie.
No, the movie was right there.
The movie was right there. I mean, he was psycho in that movie.
Yeah, one of the great Stephen King adaptations. A lot of Stephen King's books, which are terrifying, don't translate into movies as well because his writing style, nothing is scarier than your imagination. And it's hard to make some of what he writes come to realization on film, but The Shining did such a great job, of course, with the famous Here's Johnny. Pitch in, catch out into the flat. It goes to Petherick, and that's Price. And Price goes down after a loss of 1 on the little bubble screen. Kalash that time, and Kalash is gimpy
he's a little
right
gimpy
now.
out there, isn't he?
He's gimpy as well. Anthony had to come out of the ball game, so a thin Montville team hurting, and right now just trying to get to the end of this thing. That's the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen quite a backfield tonight from Killingly. Austin Caffrey and Spencer Lockwood over 100 yards each, and they have the Killingly High School Redmen on top, 42-0 here at the end of the third period.
Yeah, full slate of games tonight here in the ECC, Casey. As we talked a little earlier, we get some scores and find out what's going on around the league. I know that we've got Griswold 14-0 still over Waterford in a game down at Waterford High School. Senior night down there for those fine young men. We shoot to NFA. Give me 1 second. I will grab all these scores for you. Yeah, my Twitter account is very slow tonight. It must be a little scared because of Friday the 13th. Wyndham pulling away from East Lyme, 32-15. Another one of those old school tough guy teams that Coach Brian Crudden has over there at Wyndham. We've seen them play this year. NFA now leads Stonington 20-6 with a few minutes left to go in the third quarter. And Casey, I will get you a score right now. Ty Ebden has scored again, and now Ledyard has opened up 28-7 over Plainfield.
Kalash from the shotgun on the draw to Quidgen. Quidgen straight up the middle. Nice gain on first down by Alex Quidgen. 7 yards into Killingly territory. Ball will be marked at the 46-yard line. Great gain, 8 yards on first down.
Yep, so Ledyard seemed to have straightened things out here a little bit here in the second half of their game, and a lot of action left to be played here in the ECC.
So it looks like Killingly will go to 8-1. Ledyard will go to 8-1. Bacon Academy has a bye, so no shakeup in the Class M. And NFA looks like they're going to get off the schneid without Jawan Johnson with their victory tonight. Kalash hands the ball off to Quidgen again, off a right tackle. Quidgen breaks a tackle into the second level. First down and more. Alex Quidgen that time to the 37-yard line. First down, Montville moving the chains.
Yeah, a lot of different bodies out there now on defense for the Killingly Redmen, bringing in some of the JV kids and some of the kids that don't get to see a lot of playing time. So, with this game pretty much in hand, 42-0, a good chance for some of these kids who work all week long, Casey, to get on the field. And you know what? You reap the rewards of practicing.
One of the guys still out there for Killingly, though, is 33, Spencer Lockwood. He's only a sophomore, so you have to stay out there, young man. Yeah. You're the one that gets to stick out there. We'll try to get you some of those Killingly defensive names. Kalash gives it to Quidgen. Ball's loose. Kalash recovers it, moves forward. He's getting hit again. Oh, that's a tough hit that time. Cody Kalash. Quidgen, that's the third time Quidgen's lost the football. That's something he's going to have to work on. We got a flag on the play. We'll see what's called there by the officials, but after all was said and done, maybe a gain of a yard.
I see a beanbag. I'm sorry, beanbag thrown down there for the fumble. And Montville's coughed the ball up a few times here tonight. The Wyndham kids, first string, second string, still hitting very hard down there.
2nd and 10, Montville with the ball at Killingly's 35-yard line. Kalash is back in quarterback. He's got a new running back in the ball game with him. That's Joe Sotero. Sotero gets the handoff off left tackle, breaks a tackle, heads up towards the first down marker, tackled by Lockwood at the 30-yard line, and Lockwood is still on the ground, and that's not a sight that Killingly wants to see either.
Lockwood a little shaken up that time. He made the solo tackle. He remains down.
While they attend to him, we'll tell you that MJ Sullivan Hyundai, where no money down means no money down. You can lease a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport for no money down and only $279 a month for 36 months. They'll pay your first payment. They'll pay your upfront sales tax. They'll even pay your registration and dealer conveyance fees. You pay $0 down for only $279 a month for 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport. Only at MJ Sullivan Hyundai, corner of Broad and Coleman Streets in New London. See their entire inventory at mjsullivanauto.com.
A bit of a different, scary type of movie, but I believe it was a Stephen King movie. Did you ever see Misery?
Misery was a Stephen King book.
Of
course, James Caan and Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Great movie. Yep, that's a Stephen King
good
book.
Movie?
Well done. I wouldn't say that's scary in a traditional sense. I would say it's more suspenseful, more Hitchcockian in its bright.
Good flick.
Yeah, very good flick. Very good movie. Very good
movie.
Very good.
The scene in that where she takes the ball peen hammer
to the blocks down on his ankle.
Sure, yeah, very, yeah.
That's no good. Kalash still in the ball game. Hands the ball off to Quidgen. Quidgen's got a seam up the middle. Quidgen first down and more for Montville up to the 15-yard line. Nice running on the inside by Alex Quidgen against this Killingly second-team defense. They're going to be down to the 15-yard line. Montville looking to go in for its first score of the game.
Yeah, Montville trying to get something going positive on the offensive side of the ball. It doesn't matter who they're doing it against, just trying to get some offensive timing down a little bit. It's been a tough physical ball game, but kids are still playing hard out there and searching for some combinations to get a score.
1st and 10, Montville with the ball at the 17 or 18-yard line of Killingly. 9 minutes here remaining in the ball game. 42-0 Killingly on top in what has been a very impressive display of ground attack. Kalash hands the ball off to Sotero. Sotero cuts it inside of left tackle, bounces into the secondary, and he'll go right down at the first down marker right at the 10-yard line. Very impressive first down run by Montville. It's going to bring up 2nd and maybe a yard.
Now, I'm on this Stephen King thing now. He's a big Sox fan. We know that, right? Goes to the games and stuff like that. What was that movie where they at the island? When were they on an island and Kathy Bates was in it? Young daughter, accused of killing her husband. I'll figure.
Dolores Claiborne.
Dolores Claiborne. There you go. Another good movie. No, you don't like it. I mean, you're tough.
It's tough to get one past
tough
to get past one by the voice.
Yeah,
Draw to Sotero. Sotero's going to have a first down inside the 10. Looks like it's going to be enough, and it'll be 1st and goal, Montville, unless they mark him short. We'll see where they spot it. I think should give him a generous spot and let him have it 1st and goal, but the officials are saying, no, not so fast. So they're going to mark it just inside the 10. It's going to be 3rd and about half a yard. We're under 8 minutes remaining here in the ball game, 42-0 Killingly.
Yeah, long drive up here from Montville, Connecticut. I'd like to see Montville try and get a score here and get something positive for the bus ride home.
They send Benjamin out wide left, Price in the slot, and out wide right goes Curie. Hand off to Quidgen. Quidgen up the middle. Quidgen churning towards the goal line. Quidgen down to the 2. 1st and goal now, Montville, with 7:30 remaining.
Killingly defense out there made up mostly of JV players at this point, and second stringers and guys out there working hard and playing hard. Montville searching for some sort of positive on this cold, chilly night, and a game that really got away from them, Casey, in the 3rd quarter. They got muscled around a little bit, and they just couldn't stop that running attack from Killingly.
I got to give credit to Cody Kalash, who's about 70% right now, really favoring his leg, limping pretty significantly.
Yeah.
Has played both ways for Montville, had to come back in the game at quarterback, and what a gutsy effort by Kalash. Kalash hands the ball up to Quidgen. Quidgen cuts left off of left tackle, and he is going to get into the end zone for a Montville touchdown. Touchdown, Alex Quidgen with 6:49 remaining. Montville on the board, 42-6. Killingly.
Montville marches down here, Casey, towards the midway point of the fourth quarter. And get 6 points. Get something to feel good about yourself coming out of this game.
They will bring in the nice story, by the way, the place kicker for the Montville Indians, Tamara Villette, the female left-footed kicker of the Montville High School Indians. She's going to try the extra point. High snap. She gets it down, but it's going to be blocked. Nothing she could do about that. The snap was really high, and Jake Callahan did a nice job to get the ball down, but Villette couldn't get it through. 42-6. Killingly on top with 6:49. So let me ask you, what do you know about Friday the 13th? Where does Friday the 13th? Why is it a superstition here that Friday the 13th is a bad luck day?
You know, being an Irish guy who never picks up a penny with this outside of it being heads up, I should probably know this, but I really don't.
So there's a lot of different theories on it. One of the theories is that Friday the 13th goes back to the Knights of the Templar when they were all rounded up by the king at the time, and they were executed on a Friday the 13th.
Sure.
But that is not documented in history accurately. Another is that if you look at that, 13 has always been a dangerous or negative number because of lore. Judas was the 13th member, the 13th apostle seated at the Last Supper, and in Norse mythology there was a banquet of the gods, and Loki, the god of mischief, pre-Avengers Loki, showed up as the 13th member and caused a war that brought down Valhalla. But the main reason probably is when we went from a lunar to a solar calendar and went to 12 months. The lunar calendar had 13 months, and when we went to the solar calendar, and they viewed 13 as a bad number. So 13 has always been a bad number. But why Friday? Friday is allegedly the day that Adam and Eve took the apple in the Bible. That occurred on a Friday. So combination of factors, Friday the 13th, no good. Kick comes down to Killingly. Chase Wood takes it at the 40-yard line. Nice return by Chase Wood on the squib kick. Killingly will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 40. So no matter how you slice it, Friday the 13th, no good.
No good. Now, would you consider yourself a superstitious guy?
I am a superstitious
Traditional guy or superstitious guy?
I'm a superstitious guy within the world of sports. Like, I don't step on the line when I run on and off
the
field.
You don't.
No.
Would you pick up a penny that was tailed
that
up?
doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother you?
I'm a sports superstitious guy. If I'm sitting with my right foot crossed over my left foot in the dugout and we string together 4 hits, I'm not switching my feet until we make it out.
I'm a superstitious guy at the track. If there's a horse that's not going into the gate and he's fighting to get out of the gate, I'll run up to the window to put 10 cents on him.
Absolutely. He's feisty.
He wants to run. Like, Stat Guru is just, you can't hear him. Everything's about horse racing. Oh, boy.
Pitch goes to Caffrey after a gain of 1. We've got new players in the ball game. We've got Luke DeSonia in at quarterback now. He's the place kicker for Killingly. He's into the ball game, and that time the run was from Zach Caffrey, the sophomore, with a first down run.
Stat Guru is gearing up for a weekend of FanDuel and DraftKings, and he's giving me a hard time about horse racing.
Well, I have many superstition stories surrounding the craps tables in Las Vegas.
Sure.
That I will share off the air. But for the father of the voice of Game Day, who's still listening right now, just remember that you never say your arm's tired at the craps table, or people will say, "I'm out, get me off, I'm off." DeSonia under center. He's going to hand the ball off, and not much there that time. Ethan Canova on the handoff, but Canova not much there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for Killingly.
You've been to Vegas with your dad?
Many times.
Yeah, I've been once with my father. It's a trip I'll never forget it.
It was a great trip.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, isn't it?
The great Lee Elsey on our Las Vegas trip. Some famous people in the New London legal world on that trip as well, whose names will not be mentioned. Absolutely. Some great trips out there to Las Vegas where it's legal to place a wager or two. In fact, they encourage it.
They do.
DeSonia on 3rd and long has it for the Redmen. We're under 5 minutes, 4:45 remaining in the ballgame. DeSonia is going to keep it himself around the left end, and DeSonia is going to have a first down into Montville territory. Nice job there by Luke DeSonia. And with 4:32 remaining and the clock running, 42-6, Killingly on top. Nice job that time moving the chains. Killingly looking to not give the ball back. They're going to try to run this thing out here at the end of this ballgame.
And a rather frigid Mike DeMauro down on the sidelines right now. I can see he's not writing anything right now. His hands are in his pocket. He looks very, very penguinish-y.
He looks like a New Englander right
now. He does, yeah. He's all bundled up.
DeSonia is going to go under center this time. Caffrey is the tailback in the power I. DeSonia hands the ball up the guts to Casona instead. And Canova will have 5 yards on first down. So Ethan Canova, the sophomore. We have a sophomore backfield of Ethan Canova and Zach Caffrey, along with a freshman. I didn't realize Luke DeSonia, the kicker's only a freshman. He's got a nice leg for a freshman.
He's got a boot. He's got a boot. Like you said, the cupboard's not bare here at Killingly High School. I'm glad you got a chance to actually see this team up front in person. Like I said, I was at that game where they beat up on Bacon Academy a little bit. Bacon's only lost. But, just to see the couple of different weapons that they do have. And they actually showed me a little bit of a new wrinkle, this week in the game, different sets and different formations. So, moving forward in the state tournament, that will certainly help them.
DeSonia under center. Ball on the turf, and he's going to fall on it. Heads up play by Luke DeSonia on a fumbled snap, and it'll be down at the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long. I can see why Bacon couldn't stop. Bacon, who has got a great defense. I can see why Bacon had trouble stopping Killingly's offense. I can see why anyone will have trouble stopping Killingly's offense. They've got a very diverse offense, a lot of weapons. I am surprised that the Killingly defense handled the Bacon offense as well as they did, but we have seen the Bacon offense get a little scattered at times.
Yeah, they found a way to get to Sean Kelly, really put a lot of pressure on him. He came unraveled a little bit. And that was the first time all year that Bacon had faced any kind of adversity, Casey. And I think they were out of gas at that point in the season, too.
Yeah, I think that they were probably a little beat up. And
they came off just a huge month. And in London, got to get up for that. You got to get up for Ledyard. And they went on the road against Stonington, a little flat. They came home probably drinking too much of their own Kool-Aid, reading the Twitter and the social media and the best team in the league, and Killingly punched them in the mouth a little bit.
Well, we have seen Kelly get rattled a little bit when he gets a lot of pressure, but I love what Coach Larkin did. After that loss, they got all together, they hopped on a bus, and they went down to Guilford to watch their next week's opponent, Fitch, play Guilford as a team. They brought in a motivational speaker, and they decided that they were going to put this team, and they were going to do one heart, one goal, the whole thing. Punt is up, and it's going to bounce down at the 25-yard line and bounce in down outside the Montville 10. So Montville will have the ball with 1:40 remaining in the game at their own 12. So they took them down to Guilford, watched Fitch, and they had the motivational speaker, and they made a commitment to each other that day that they were gonna try to do things, as a true team. The following week, epic comeback, legendary comeback against Fitch. And from there, they've been going downhill since then. So I can see in some ways, the Killingly loss was the turning point of getting Bacon Academy to play their best football.
Hey, I think you're absolutely right. I think it probably got them refocused, to say the least, Casey, when you have things going that way for yourselves, and then you lose, and it probably helped them refocus. I mean, a loss is never good, but maybe that was a good loss for the Bacon Academy team.
Alex Quidgen on first down from Montville with a nice run off a left tackle. He's going to gain 12 yards, and we're going to head down under a minute to go remaining in this ballgame. 1:14 and counting, 42-6, Killingly on top of Montville.
Now, next week on game day, we will see the same Montville team. They will have to regroup to take on Class M opponent, Waterford. Waterford struggled this year a little bit, so you're going to have a 4-4 Montville team versus probably a 3-5 a 4-4 Montville team versus a 3-5 Waterford team. So
that's at Montville.
That game's at Montville, yeah.
All right, so that means we need to get on the horn with Montville Athletic Director Phil Orby and see what kinds of accommodations can be made for us in the booth. Phil Orby, we're coming. If you're listening, we're coming to your school next week on game day. Let's find out that beautiful new press box there in Montville to accommodate us. We're looking forward to being there.
Yeah, and certainly one of the challenges for a coach like Tanner Grove now at this point is keeping his team together, keeping them focused for the last couple weeks of the season. Let's finish out with pride. We're 4-4. We can still have a somewhat successful season at 6-4. You can't go to the state playoffs every year, but these next couple weeks will be very challenging for Montville. Not so challenging for Killingly, as these kids right now are super motivated, Casey O'Neill.
Hand off to Quidgen on what will be the final play of the game, and he's going nowhere. And that is going to wrap it up. We're down under 5 seconds. Clock ticking off, and there it is. The final horn sounds. Your final score here at the Killingly Sports Complex. The Killingly High School Redmen 42, the Montville High School Indians 6 in a dominating performance by the Redmen. They move to 8-1 and cement themselves as a favorite in the Class M state playoff race. This is a team that is definitely a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, 3 teams, and all 3 teams do things a little bit differently. Ledger does something different. Killingly does something different. Bacon Academy is the greatest show on turf as far as they throw the ball and whatnot. So 3 teams from the same conference in the same class of the state tournament, but all 3 different styles.
Yeah, I think if you look at Ledger on the far left, double wing, run the ball, all but maybe a play or two. To the far right, Bacon Academy running the spread,
right.
And this Killingly team's right in the middle. They run the ball predominantly, but it's not like Ledger who's running it at a double wing. They've shown the ability to throw the ball as well. It's a different kind of running attack. But here's the common thread among all 3 teams. I bet you if you asked each of the 3 coaches who has the best defense in the ECC, all 3 coaches would answer themselves. Bacon Academy thinks they have the best defense in the ECC. We saw it on game day. Ledger, I promise you, Ledger thinks they have the best defense in the ECC. And after watching Killingly again tonight, I bet you they think they have the best defense in the ECC.
And I'm pretty sure at this point, too, if we saw a game between Killingly and Ledger wrapping this thing up, that'd be one tough, physical football game. Great job tonight, Case.
So your final score, once again, 42-6, Killingly. From Casey O'Neill, I'm along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. We want to thank the stat girl, but as always at the end of these things, Junior Voice of Game Day, take us on out.
Thank you for watching the Montville Indians go against the Killingly Redmen on theday.com live.